we're starting the stream with, like, every technical problem humanly possible right now. That's fantastic. And of course, I mean that sarcastically. So, not only did we have to restart the game, but my dumbass actually managed to somehow forget to switch the stream key over. So, yeah, I'm gonna put a message in here. And let's go ahead and pin that until we don't no longer need it. So, yeah, thanks, Bazite. I thought you didn't do that. You know what? We'll just manually unpin or end the stream, and then we're gonna do the same thing, kind of like over here. I really hope that we did not just go live accidentally with something else completely, because that would actually freaking suck right there. That would actually suck so much right about now. Let's just make sure that everything is golden. I'm checking everything. Yeah, it looks like we're good now, thank God. But yeah, we are currently stuck in BRB until this game starts, and then of course we had to suffer that problem, so that's fantastic. But anyways, we have everything we need over here. I do, once again, want to apologize. This is completely on Bazite here. Was out of my control, unfortunately, so hopefully we don't have any issues here, but I probably should have checked the stream key before we went live, and then of course, welcome in there, Trenton. Hope you're doing well this fine afternoon. Once again, I do apologize for being in BRB. Bazite decided it would be funny to screw up the entire game when we went live. Well, it wasn't Bazite, it was a pop-up on OBS. It's like, oh yeah, you started your little, clips thing there. Yeah, gee, thanks. So, yeah, we're currently trying to put out that fire before we properly go live, and I do want to, once again, apologize because... oh, of course. I just knew. My gut was telling me, start the backtrack or something's gonna break. Something's gonna go wrong. And well, here we are, trying to restart the game. So, you know what? I'm just gonna put it into the regular screen so you can kind of see what we're dealing with here. So, and also there is this weird issue with Bazite where if you actually Alt-Tab, it will actually do something strange with the SimCity 4 window. I don't know what's going on with that, so please bear with me here. I really hope it is kind of like going okay right about now. I figured, you know what, let's take a look at the intro. We can take a look at the region while we're here too, but yeah, that's kind of what's happening right now. So, again, I do profusely apologize at the moment for, you know, basically everything just faltering the literal second I go live, but I'm trying not to... basically what's going on is, like, you know, because I don't want to go back to that old situation. That's all I'm going to say on that one, and if I self-destruct, that's exactly what's going to happen. Also, welcome in there, Angel. Hope you're doing well this fine afternoon. Hope everybody in your camp there is excited for the Minecraft server, and actually, I was thinking last night, when I woke up, about how I was going to manage the prison server, so that's gonna be fun. If you're wondering why we're in a black screen, once again, you can thank Bazite for forcing an Alt-Tab, or I guess OBS in this case, but yeah, I'm using like a global hotkey system, and let me tell you right now, it is an absolute pain in the tailpipe. We're basically just waiting for the game to start again at this point. Now, I did do some stuff off camera. You'll probably notice that we did a little canal off camera, and then of course, did a few other things off camera, and then of course my dumbass manages to somehow forget to set the stream key, so yeah, I'm sure that was fun. But anyways, we should not have gone live with the wrong thing there. I will keep double checking that because, I must have, skipped over the YouTube stream key when it found that there wasn't really a correct... That's actually pretty good right there. Thank you, actually, YouTube, for that. I don't know, though. I could be wrong. I could be dead wrong. So, I'm gonna go ahead and unpin this message. Also, what's going on there, Angel? It can become a nice little... Oh, there it is, right there. We're gonna unpin message, and I'm gonna go ahead and retract it. Remove. Oh, wait, I can't. Well, I can clear the, Twitch chat, and then we can get rid of that. We're back in the game. I knew it wouldn't take long to start. Let's just, you know, hope actually getting back into the game's gonna start. Also, Trenton, I need to actually be able to read the chat. I'm going to remove that for you there real fast. No. Remove. There we go. Fleetway, Chasing is being showcased today, but yeah, this is basically the, Kitsune Island map that we're working with. And this is actually where we were starting originally before I decided to, shift my plans a little bit. I might as well, like, you know, make sure some of these towers are done. Okay, good. Good, the mic is audible. That's good. That actually is pretty nice. I do know I still gotta showcase the epic anime chess theme on, Priebus's community tab. I know I gotta do that still at some point, because it is complete and ready for download. Also, yes, Trenton, I do remember you. Holy crap, man, we don't need to ask the same question twice. Although we also don't need to, spam the well, you weren't spamming the chat, but I couldn't read your previous message is the issue, so... Again, it might take a minute to get us back into the game. I will say, though, this is loading faster than it would on Windows. It's only been about 7 minutes, although YouTube's only seen 5 minutes of it, because my dumbass had the wrong stream key set. I probably should have checked that. I probably should have checked that, but I got a little bit impatient, so I do apologize for that. That also means you did miss a couple minutes of massive technical issues, though, so... Hey, no worries, man. I'm gonna need max behavior when Oil Queen gets in. Well, if Oil Queen gets in here, I'm not really sure. There we go. Alright, great. So I'm gonna go ahead and refresh the Twitch chat so we don't have to be at BRB anymore. And again, well, actually, we might be able to go the full 4 hours because of this, actually, ironically, because of, the way that this all works. I swear with Nari, if you find a way to crash somehow, we're gonna have some trouble. Foxy, Tails, LMS Last Million Standing is being worked on. Ooh, nice. I do know that, if what I'm waiting on comes through today, I've got a couple things I gotta get done. And obviously... I'm just trying to think of how to do it. I know I have the best strategy right there. It's gonna be, 3:45. Ooh, nice. I don't even know what that means. Are you talking about time by any chance there? Because if you're talking about time... Well, here we are. That might... I don't know. 3:45 is about 45 minutes before I expect to be wrapping up this stream because... Crap. This game, every single time I go to stream, it crashes in the last 30 minutes, and you're kind of seeing why. Like, I'm not going to restart it, because it takes a whole ass 10 minutes plus to get back in. This is because I have a bunch of mods installed and whatnot, so... About 20 gigs worth. Most creators have about that much. But yeah, we gotta start working on Kitsune City over here. I really do not appreciate that, problem that Bazite decided to throw at me there. I really wish I could start this window. That'd be really useful, actually, if I could pull that off. There we go, right there. So you can see I kind of finished that canal, and then obviously we go over here and finish that chess park, so we wouldn't have to worry too much about it. Is there a residential zone there? There should be. He's got RAM, get him. Oh, I've got a lot of RAM. About 32 gigs worth, but, trust me, I've already got protogens after me. I don't need you too. Alright, so I think the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna finish this neighborhood right here. I'm thinking we also put the national, like, courthouse over here. Also, we'll take a second to load all this too, so please bear with me once again here. We might add some additional high density over here on top. And then, obviously, I'm kind of thinking we add in... I'm thinking we add in, like, a marina. I don't know why, but I kind of want a marina on this ocean over here. Our goal today, once again, is going to be starting the simulation, so that's going to be one of the things I will be really focusing on over here. Yeah, I plan on upgrading to 64 gigabytes. Favorite streamer to watch, not gonna lie. Aw, thank you, Angel. Thank you. We're getting much closer to our final destination out here. In fact, both the bars we're filling pretty nicely right now. Oh, that's right, this is supposed to be home to the National Courthouse. Although part of me wants to put, like, the House of the President here, too. Part of me wants to do that. I'm not really sure at the moment. Actually, hold on. Let's do Control X. You don't deserve it. Stupid Fox. Also, yes, it does accept that as a command, just for the record. It does accept that. Most of the streamers are just so loud sometimes. Yeah, I've been kind of forced to be a lot more quiet since, coming to this new environment, but it's not really that hard. Honestly, I like being a chill streamer. The Great Hall could actually be the home of the lawmakers. Although, a National Center for the Performing Arts would be pretty cool. Bureau of Farm Management, Broadway Cruise Ship Terminal. That could be a cruise ship terminal. They could take you to South America, perhaps, given we're pretty close to that here. There's also an oil refinery. I didn't know I've already built the Coca-Cola building. I'm trying to think. I need something big, something flashy, something that screams, the court could actually function here. That actually looks pretty good. I will not lie to you on that front. I think we'll use that. I swear to Inari, if you crash, we're gonna have some trouble there. This game does crash pretty frequently, unfortunately. That's just how it tends to work. And then obviously what I can do, kind of like over here. Ooh. Wait, that's 4. Okay, that's perfect, actually. Well, almost, because then this is going to end up being 5. We'll think of something to do with that a little bit later. But having the National Courthouse will be pretty cool. We'll put some extra, kind of like, I want to say parking, kind of like over here. I do have the means to pull that off. And then what we will do... Yeah, we need something like this over here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that looks good. And then 4 over here, I'm thinking we add like a small, I want to say BSC park, because I don't want residents to be too close here. That's going to be the other thing, too. I really, really, really don't like that idea. I'm not really sure what... Well, we're going to have residents nearby, kind of like over here, within a stone's throw away from the courthouse, but you get the idea. Let's go ahead and add that in, kind of like over here. Beautiful, I like that. And then we'll do some actual street side parking that Sims can use over here. Creek, you know him after he made a new channel. There's some kids. Let's say his stream is family friendly as oh yeesh. Yeah, I feel like switching away from local Roblox though, Angel, was probably the right move if you want my opinion. I'm not gonna lie to you on that front. I really do. There we go. Okay, that looks good. And we'll put the other busy stop kind of like here. Yeah, that looks really nice. I like that. I like that a lot. So let's go ahead and do something like this over here. In fact, you're going to try to see me, like, when it comes to content, just master, like, this chill tone here. Because I feel like it's going to be my key to avoiding worst-case scenarios out here. But honestly, this could also be something I could do in Orlando, too, if y'all really like it that much. I don't know, though. I feel like a chill stream is more fun than a chaotic one. But then again, I also take extra time to plan all this, too. Also, thank you so much for the cuddle attack. Yeah, this is SimCity 4 soundtrack. This is called Shapeshifter. I can actually... I don't even have to alt-tab to look at that anymore. I can just go straight to my Stream Deck now, which is actually pretty cool. This is a plugin not available for Windows users, by the way. It's only available on Linux. The perks of being one of the 3% of desktop players that run this operating system. There we go. Also, the YouTube stream is a little bit shorter than the Twitch side right now because we had some technical issues. It turns out I'm a dumbass and forgot to set my stream key correctly, so... Also, we are going to be running, and this is actually going to be a major change I'll be making. We're going to be running the Femboy Outfit Playoffs through the Community tab and the Discord server exclusively here. Oh, that was my Hawaiian Punch cap. Also, I got my Vanilla Coke back. Finally did it, everybody. And also, I said we're going to have a BSC park here. We will need to scroll up for that. We're going to put down... I want to say we'll put down... I don't want to put down a busy stop over here, but I also feel like this is too close to the last one. So what I'm actually going to do is I am going to put down our trusty subway station. Missed a call from my boss. Oh, yeesh. That's not good. That's not good. You don't want to miss a call from the boss. That's your paycheck right there you're messing with. You don't want that. Then again, most people, you know, and I'm not finishing that, that just feels incredibly, I don't know why, but if I say most people aren't self-employed like I am, I feel like that's incredibly self-centered. I don't know why. Yeah, go sort that out there, Angel. Go sort that out. But yeah, that is one thing I do not want to be as self-centered. There's one thing I do not want to be. In fact, I'm actually already trying to procure extra for the snack drawer, in case it's ever needed for whatever reason. I don't want to go into too much detail on exactly what the scenarios could be. Partially because I've been asked in the past not to speak on personal matters, so... Which I feel like should go without saying. Whoops. But, obviously, I am trying to procure a little extra there. For reasons I'm not allowed to specify. There we go. Should be pretty easy, though. We've been doing really well this month, too. And Alaskan's been over there, able to take a step back for once and actually rebuild from, let's just say his own... I'm just gonna call it self-destruction. I know he's trying to help people, but he needs to let others at the controls too from time to time. Especially if we're gonna have any realistic chance of getting to the final destination, if you want my opinion. Alright, so that all looks good here. Also, I gotta get tomorrow's Let's Play video done too. I kinda just realized that. I'll wait. It's gonna be Supermarket Simulator, and I've already patched it so it works correctly. Hopefully I don't have any issues with that, although they should be easy to resolve. And yes, we're gonna continue doing the Let's Plays even though they're not getting a lot of views. Wanna know why? Fortune favors the bold. And plus, I know a lot of people do want to see them, so they'll actually see them on the channel, they'll see that they're there, and they're like, ooh, Foxie's trying something new. I am not putting in another chess park after I put down, like, you know, a bunch of them on the southeasternmost point of the island. That's not happening. Ooh, I like that park in particular. Part of me also wants to do, like, a sunken plaza. Ooh, okay, maybe not. That can work right there. Actually can work. So what we can do is we can do this. Playground, grass only. Yes. Okay, that's what I want right there. And then we should probably put down like some kind of commercial structure over here. I mean, there's plenty of... I could expand the skyline ever so slightly and make the city look like it's growing. I know some cities do that. Hell, Indy actually has like a few apartment towers that are well outside of downtown. Not really sure how they got the approval for that, but hey, you know. It doesn't look too bad. Little key tower. It also look really good in like an office district too. I know for the Minecraft city building project I plan to do stuff like that. I plan to take like a lot of inspiration from Greenfield. Also, Ori, welcome back. Hope you're doing well this fine afternoon here. Alright, so that looks good. And then I said we were going to do a subway station over here too, but I kind of scrolled past that like an idiot. Also, we are going to save about every 30 minutes. I do want to point that out. Also, there is another reason why I want to do the FOPs in like the community tab in the Discord only, and it's because I want to expand it to 64 outfits. I want to expand it to either 64, 68, or even 76. Also, Ori, I am a femboy, so I'm in a different camp for the trans community. In fact, I highly recommend not confusing the two, because according to my ex-girlfriend, that can actually be incredibly offensive to trans people depending on the stage of the transition that they're in. So, let's be careful now, shall we? And you know what? I think that I'm gonna clip that because I think that could be a lesson to everybody. There's plenty of people that need to hear it. Alright, so that looks good. We have a brand new... Oh, I actually forgot to hook these up to the main subway line. There we go. So we're gonna do that. Look at that. That looks beautiful right there. I never did that in the last episode. Let's go and fix that. Yes, there we go. And we're gonna have the subway go all over Kitsune City, too. Although, granted, like, all the major cities are going to have subway networks because I believe that mass transit's incredibly important, unlike my birth state. In fact, actually, my birth state even passed a law banning cities like Indianapolis from constructing their own subway stations if you need any more proof that they don't know what the hell they're... Like, the people running that place don't know what the hell they're doing. Seriously, why would you... Like, I get that there's potential problems with it, but why would you do that, man? Why would you do that? That's just stupid. Just because you have to wait, like, extra hours in a traffic jam to get to your job doesn't mean everybody else should have to. There we go. Just been crying. Ooh, yeah, I would definitely recommend doing that. I would definitely recommend doing that in our last in. Sounds like you're still dealing with a lot of anxiety and PTSD. Might I recommend seeing a professional on that? That's all I'm gonna say on that one. That's what I would recommend doing. Ooh, New York Life Insurance Company looks pretty good there. I kind of like that idea, actually, just having, like, that medium-sized office building there. And then, obviously, over here is where I want that marina. Then it's a, I just realized this is actually going to be a... What was it again? I want to say Caribbean Sea Marina. I think we're far enough south in this map to where we would actually be able to call that the Caribbean Sea. If it's the Gulf of, Distraction, I'm just going to call it by that name, because I am not siding with either team on that. It's just ridiculous, and people are acting like children over it, and I don't want to do that. Not involving myself in that. There we go. Okay, so that all looks good over here. It is about 1 o'clock, so let's go ahead and hit our first save of the day. I love this SimCity 13 soundtrack. But yeah, if you're wondering why we started the stream in BRB, if you're coming from that, there's your answer. I know this game isn't my most popular, but it's still pretty fun for me to play. We do have a video series coming on it too called New Kitsune City, so I do want to point that out. I do want to point that out over there. Oh, I forgot we had these on World Trade Center. Like, we have two... We actually have the old design for the second World Trade Center building. This one, the one that uses the diamond roof. Oh man, I wish they kept this, I'm not gonna lie. There we go. Too bad we don't really have a spot we can put it down anymore. Fraser building. I mean, that looks pretty cool. Did that say... I thought that's a Miran company. I'm like, ooh, K-pop Demon Hunters reference, perhaps. Even though the only reason I'm saying anything on that is because there are plans to, I'm probably going to join them. And obviously, I've been tasked with getting a picture by a friend, so... Job build. Ooh, I like that building. Some of these office buildings look beautiful. Why didn't... Oh, right. Clock shadow building. Ooh, okay. That could work somewhere over here. I don't know if I want to put down any residential there yet. We're not going to start work on the marina just yet. We're not going to do that. I'm thinking also we put a boardwalk nearby, too. I love how it's called No Fair Corporation right there. That actually is rather impressive there. I think I know exactly what I'm going to do here. Okay, so we're going to have to put that other building a little bit later. But I like the No Fair Corporation just sitting right here. It looks like an actual office building you would see in a midtown in like a larger city. And that's kind of what I want there. Kind of what I want. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do this. Alright, so that all looks good. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna turn... add in our little turn lanes over here. Okay, good. I remembered to set steam properly, too. That's good. That's what I want. And I'm half tempted to add in a slip lane, but I'm actually gonna hold off on that for the time being. We do need a house of the president, too. Kitsune Island, for those who don't know, is going to be a republic. That is going to be the plan. That is going to be our plan. I'm actually gonna... Okay, so I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna do that. Yeah, there we go. And then obviously we have 6 there. Ooh, we could actually put the canal alongside a road. I think that'll look pretty nice. Not really sure. Yeah, there we go. Right there. I like that. In fact, I'm probably going to expand this outwards a little bit further here. I think that'll look pretty good. Also, you might be noticing a few things are not present for this live stream, including the live sub count and the, what was it again? The, like, you know, viewer counts. I decided to just get rid of them and just focus on the stream. I think that, I don't know, they were just taking my focus away from the stream, and I always had to explain why they glitched, too. So, I'm just not keeping them no more. It's not going to happen. There we go. Okay, and then what we need over here would be, like this. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that looks good. And then there are a few things I could possibly put down, and actually, we'll kind of see what we need to do a little bit later. I think that's probably going to be the key. Also, this is one of my favorite SimCity 13 soundtracks. This is actually, the night mix of it. Long Construction. Long Construction's a personal favorite of mine, just for the record. But then again, Long Construction, I've been listening to that one a lot since like 2015. It's been a personal favorite of mine for quite some time, actually. We also got to remember this canal is supposed to connect to the ocean, so we do have to remember that as well. And I'm actually half tempted to add some little apartments on this area, like some beachside, like villas or something like that. Also, by the way, I would say insert the joke about private equity owning them, but private equity firms are illegal in Kitsune Island. There was a law that was passed banning them because we don't want to deal with things like enshittification for the sake of profit. There we go. There's also, ooh, a publishing like, build. Looks pretty cool. And then what I can do is I could do that here, and then what I could do here. Oh, Foxy, you're a genius. Foxy, you are a genius. There we go. And then we'll put down some kind of like parking in between. I think that'll look pretty nice. Yeah, there we go. We'll put down some parking. I'm half tempted to also put down a parking garage, but I actually don't want to do that. I know I want to seldom use them a little bit more in Midtown, but I still want to hide my parking. I still want to hide the surface parking as much as I possibly can, because one thing you're going to find out about me very quickly from watching this is that I'm an urbanist, especially if you're new. And then Once we get done with, like, this little neighborhood over here, we'll start working on the marina. One thing I will definitely do, though, is, drawbridge. We will always do the drawbridge where possible, especially on, like, less busy streets. Regular bridges will actually get, like, regular bridge, or, not regular bridges. More busy streets will get regular bridges. That's gonna be the plan. So what I would do is a straight center piece here. Oh. Oh, that actually would semi-work. That's the worst part. I can actually see that working. And then we also have to do the overflow, too. The overflow is going to be the hardest part. Because you obviously have to do it in, like, this very specific way, and that's why I'm saying we need beach villas. So what I'm going to do here to deal with that problem, since we have the marina going up over here, I feel like it would make a lot of sense if I were to pull something like that off. And then we'll do this. Yeah, there we go. Because I do want to wrap the seaport around the area here. There we go. That looks good. Okay, so that's good. Yeah, there we go. Although now the beachside villa yeah, that's gonna be a problem. You know what, I'm gonna move this one further back here so we can have these beachside villas. We're gonna do this across all areas here. There we go, that's good right there. Yeah, because actually wouldn't have to do it here for the most part because we would have to... Okay, yeah, no, we can kind of get rid of this here, but I will do here... There we go, that looks good right there. We are going to have to rebuild a lot of those roads too, unfortunately, because this game and terraforming and roads, let's just say they don't mix, like, at all. They're practically opposites, they do not attract at all. There we go, that's good right there. Let's go ahead and do that, and then reconnect everything back up over here. If you're wondering what I'm going to do here, I'm actually going to do, like, bridges, like custom little bridges and whatnot. Also, we're going to change the policy following the failed last episode. We are actually going to save, I want to save every 10 minutes instead of every 15, just so that we actually can, like, you know, just so that we can actually, like, you know, say, like, whatever. If it crashes, the most we lose is maybe 10 minutes. And obviously, in other scenarios, I'm just, like, especially in the coming weeks, you're going to notice a lot less drama because, as I said, I'm probably just going to, you know, hit up McDonald's or something like that. That's probably going to be the plan. Anything like 7 days ago ever happens again. Just pointing that out. And then we will do this over here. So I am still trying to manage, or actually I was thinking about how I was going to do that this morning. I'll probably have an announcement on that a little bit later. The new schedule changes that are upcoming. Let's just say Sunday could become the makeup. Could be. Depends on if I'm able to get that approved or not. And then, bend inside corner. See, what I want is a pedestrian bridge. And that's gonna be the thing. Water, pipes over... There it is, right there. There we go. Okay, so that looks good right here. Okay, now we can kind of, like, you know, worry about this parking over here. That's probably where my brain should have gone, but I really wanted that canal done, I'm not gonna lie. Really wanted that done. But yeah, the reason why, as I said, I'm doing that is because, again, I don't want to lose too much to a crash here. And trust me, I'm very slow with my progress because I want this stuff to look beautiful. That is going to be the plan. Making it look pretty is always going to be the plan. But yeah, we're going to have some oceanside villas. That's going to be the plan. Oh, pick up a little there. That's going to be the plan. We're going to do some oceanside villas up in here. Keep going, little fox. Keep going. You are, trust me, you are far from done with Kitsune. That's gonna be the thing, though. I am far from done with Kitsune City once I finish this tile, but, I do want to say that, there's a lot more coming. There's gonna be a lot more. We're gonna have, like, a whole megalopolis region in the southeast, or at least that's the plan. put one of these a little closer here. I mean, the majority of the parking is still going to be regular and not handicapped, which is the idea. Not everyone's going to need that placard, you know what I mean? And trust me, coming from where I came from, the amount of times I saw people parked in the handicapped spot without a placard is disgusting. Like, I'm not even going to sugarcoat it on that one. Yes, the marina is going to have... Also, Cool Red, welcome back. Hope you're doing well this fine afternoon. We are going to have... on the marina. Well, we're going to have a park near the marina, too, that at least is going to be confirmed to be the plan. I'm going to keep adding in little office buildings here, because I think they look pretty cool. I guess Denton Corporation there, too. That looks cool. I need to download more of these, actually. I know I say that as the game casually took, like, you know, 10 minutes to start because of a freaking technical problem. Also, yeesh, Arrow, that's no good right there. I really hope you're able to get that sorted out, man. You're the best. Aw, thank you. I do my best for y'all. I do my best, but I can't guarantee that I'm the best. I'm not gonna turn into Roxanne Wolf and just go complete narcissist mode on y'all there. That's not okay in my book. Hey. Hey, you can't do that, buddy. You can't do that. We need you to connect to the street. We need that. And it looks like I'm actually not going to put a busy stop on the avenue in this case. I'm actually going to avoid that. As a matter of fact, we might do more parking over here. I think that'll be perfect. And this time around, we're going to do the opposite direction. Not necessarily the opposite structure, but the opposite direction. And then we'll do like a little pathway that kind of connects over here. I think that'll be perfect. So that'll be the best spot for a pathway. Ooh, wait a minute. Bro, no way. No way. Okay. Okay, this game's just asking me to do it. But yeah, as I said, I hope that situation gets sorted soon. Albeit, wait a minute, who would want to tow a non-working car? I thought your car just quit there, Arrow. Like, why? Well, maybe for scrap parts or something like that, I'm not really sure. Got a new puppy called Ruby. Aw, nice. Apparently, old home animals, I've been told, miss me. So that's gonna be, I'm sure that will be fun to deal with in the future. Commercial, I'm gonna do an, ooh, Anchor Bar. Yeah, we should do some commercial services, get these workers some kind of area to have, like, their lunch breaks and whatnot. But I also want a large portion of offices, too. Ooh, that looks like a pretty tower. Could be a nice little resort area. I'm not really sure. I can actually see that being a resort tower. I don't know, I'm gonna plop it and just see how it looks when it's compared to the skyline. Yeah, no, that can stay. That looks like a resort area. I'll leave that. 220 West. See, the thing about 220 West Congress is it doesn't really fit what I'm trying to do here. Technically, the other buildings don't either. The Fraser building could also work too, but it's like just too small, man. We already did the Sojot. What about Hotel Utica? Ooh. Ooh. Pretty. I like that. We'll come back to that building. We will definitely come back to that. But we found a home for the Sojot. I had it towed to them down East Toledo yesterday, and oh, they can't find it. Oh, no. Oh, that is brutal. Yeah, that is definitely salt in the wound right there. I hope you're okay, man. I hope it all turns out okay. I'm sure someone's gonna be able to find it. And if not, someone's definitely losing their job. That's all I'm gonna say on that one. You know what? That's perfect. Dude, that kind of reminds me of, like, older style buildings in, like, New York City or something like that. That is pretty cool, though. And then we're gonna go over here. I am going to actually grab a pathway. I feel like this will look a lot prettier with a pathway, and I don't know why. But yeah, we're gonna keep that resort tower there. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna add in even a small kind of like area over here. Just to signal that it's technically for a resort. I just realized it's also 5x5, so it fits in that spot perfectly too. Also, Sammy Fluffy Plays, welcome back. Hope you're doing well this fine afternoon. I don't know, it looks a little out of place compared to like the rest of downtown, but again, let me know if you think a resort tower along these ocean points could actually fit, because I know other areas in the Megalopolis, like I think there's a city called Granada, there's Roxana, and there's Netto, and a few other spots are going to have their own skylines as well. Also, if you hadn't figured it out, yes, they are named for, well, two of them are named for epic anime chess characters. One of them actually is named for, well, a cat character that happens to share its name with our, or share her name, I should say, with our city building project. There we go. Okay, so that looks good. And then we're gonna definitely add in a lot of extra, like, residential over here, because we're gonna need that. What the hell is it with... I feel like that's something Buc-ee's would have. Wasabi hot brisket. I don't know why. I don't need to, Actually, you know what? I should probably not say that name further, because, they're getting one around here very soon. Ooh, I did not mean to do that. I did not mean for that. Although, that was a nice look at the, downtown so far, for sure. I don't know. Let me know what you think right now. I do know when I get the thumbnail, we're going to be doing it in a, what is it again? We're going to be doing it in making cookies for, you know what? Alaskan, you do you. Cookies for lunch, you do you. My inner child would absolutely approve right about now. That's all I'm going to say. My inner child would absolutely approve of that. And trust me. Well, my inner child also likes to command me to down an entire can of frosting in like 2 hours or so. I could probably do it faster, but I probably shouldn't. I probably shouldn't. Oh man, I'm just having fun today. Alright, we're gonna worry about that space a little bit later. I'm not gonna do any of the regular side parking over here. Alright, Sammy, this is getting a little bit ridiculous, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna have to ask it to slow down there, because I don't even know what that is. There we go. And I think we're also going to add in that other hotel building over here. There was a Hotel Utica. I think this is a great spot for it. Also, that's commercial. Oh, it's commercial office. Well, it looks like a resort tower. At least I think it could be one. So I'm going to keep it as it sits. And then we'll add in like a small pathway kind of like over here. Yeah, there we go, near the canal. I think it'll look perfect. Also, Wolf, welcome back. Hope you're doing well this fine afternoon. I do see you popping in over there. Oh, we haven't even done the utilities yet, but we should probably lay the groundwork anyway. Because, as I said, I do plan to start the simulation today. We're going to get a couple schools. We're going to get a few other places, too. This city's great. Aw, thank you. Again, this is going to be a whole nation state. If you were here earlier because of a technical problem, I actually did show off the map a little bit. So, yeah, you guys got a good look at that over there. There we go, that looks golden, I like that. Ooh, we're gonna have to definitely figure that area out right there near that residential building. This area I've already kind of got down. I'm gonna put a little flower bed there. I think that's gonna be the plan. Did you know that, Tel Aviv is impressed? Wait, what do you mean? What happened? You know what, on second thought, given some of the news, do I want to know? That's gonna be the real $1,000,000 question. I see an Alaska building over here, even though it says origin is Seattle, USA. Like, I don't even know anymore. I know that's where Alaska Airlines is headquartered as well, too. I don't know. Actually, it's probably because there's really no favorable spot to build corporate headquarters in, like, Anchorage. Which I find odd, actually, because Anchorage Airport was the only profitable airport during the pandemic. And that's also because Anchorage mainly does cargo, because you can reach anywhere in the world within, like, you know, what was it again? 12 hours or so from Anchorage, which I think actually is pretty cool. I don't know, that definitely sounds just like a cheat code for any city right there. I'm not gonna lie to y'all on that front. Not gonna lie, that sounds like a cheat code. Yeah, there we go. We could have a nice little plaza there, and then it kind of ducks into the building as it approaches the roundabout. I don't know, I'm getting ideas for the city of Netto right now. I will say that much over here. And then we will add something like that. Yeah, beautiful. I like that a lot. And then yeah, I don't think that will work either. Again, the extra, like, skyscrapers do kind of give out the impression of a fast-growing city, though. Union Bank Plaza. Oh, that is, like, almost there, man. That is almost there. Did you know if you turn on the tap, it'll put water? Wait, what? Okay, no. Turning on the tap makes it dump out water. There are some interesting-looking buildings over here, especially some of which could be in other larger cities, too. There we go. Okay, let's scroll down a little bit until we find some stuff like this. Stuff like this could work, oddly enough. Well, if I put down... Oh, there's already parking there. Okay, that would not work there. There we go. Yeah, I know that. Oil Queen kind of gets annoyed by that little feature there that YouTube has, and I kind of gotta agree with her on that. Okay, so we could definitely do this over here. Yes. Yes. Actually, no. I got a better idea. Why is the map book set? Ah, yes, because map books generally do have too many problems, you're right. I gotta play Baldi's Basics again at some point, don't I? Like, that is, like, you know, that's the only real horror game I've ever live streamed. It was pretty fun when I did it. Although, there is a modded version that I kind of potentially like, and it would be, Queso's Basics and Eating in Fast Food. I will point that out, though. Also, no, we're not gonna add parking under the freaking bridges of the canal. No, that's stupid. Why would I do that? And then over here, too, what we can do something like this. It is 1:20. We should be absolutely hitting that save button right now. Sammy, no, she's not. I would have spotted her. There we go. Alright, so we need to go under Control X building. Blah. But yeah, you better freaking behave there, Sammy. You better behave if that is true. You better behave. And that goes for everybody. Actually, oh no, it needs to be PC. So, we need to go into PC, and then what we need to do... Alright, don't make me time you out, buddy. I'm just gonna go and remove that I'm gonna go and remove some of those messages there. Trust me, I don't appreciate that, but I'm also not allowed to say why on stream. You have unseen notifications. I know that. I know that, silly. Don't take a look at Instagram 24/7. It's not really my main social media. There we go. I'll put down my old workplace there, too. How about that? I do want to taste their cheese sauce again. I'm not gonna lie. You really gotta start making some sense there soon. Because if she sees you, if she does see you acting like that, it could mean trouble. Almost say on that. Alright, so we got 4, we got 4. I think actually over here would be kind of like, we're gonna have to scroll up though, and that's gonna get annoying very quickly. Alright, let's keep scrolling. And yes, it is not one of my SimCity 4 playthroughs of an unlimited park menu. That's all I'm gonna say on that one. Also, I'm still trying to figure out how to manage everything the best here, too. I think I might actually have my plan down on how I'm gonna do it. Especially if I'm gonna do longer videos, too. Do you speak multiple languages? No, but I'm open to learning other languages. I do know it's gonna be a little bit tough. Might want to start with something like, you know, the State Department considers easy. I'm from the US, so the State Department's the one that like, you know, tells you, okay, this language is easy, this language is hard, and I might want to start with like a level 1 on that list, which is the easiest to learn, which is like Spanish or French or something like that. Also, if the State Department puts German on level 1, we're gonna have some problems. I personally think actually Korean should also be on level 1 instead of 4, because that one is actually pretty easy to pull off if you actually look into it for 2 seconds, I've been told. There we go, I speak Spanish and German. I think those languages were both offered where I went to high school. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if they have a few Asian languages there now, too, even though that probably also got their funding slashed, but we're not going to talk about that here. That is reserved for City State 2 only. There we go, we got some beachside villas over here. I like this. I'm in an Ocean View Resort. Also, Cinder and Spyro, you're cooked. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well this fine afternoon, and same goes for you there, Orchid Angel. Same goes for you. I'm probably going to increase the size of that a little bit. Yeah, there we go. And then we will do this over here, and then we are going to have to do this. Make sure it catches up correctly. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that looks good. Arabics, that's a challenging one. Arabic, they write from right to left there, Chief, Sammy. They write from right to left. That's actually pretty impressive. Although, if you want to visit, like, you know, the world's tallest building very soon, you will need to know Arabic, actually. You will need that. You will need that. But it is something that does catch my eye, that they write from right to left over there. I don't know if every language over there does that, but I know Arabic does, which I thought was interesting. Because I know in the Middle East, there's, like, a lot of different languages spoken. In fact, actually, some of the birth countries where I went to high school were actually in that part of the world, too. I really should have joined the World Cultures Club. really should have done that, but that was 8 years ago now at least, so I will choose to just let it go. There we go. Okay, so what I need here is a seawall. I swear to Inaria, this seawall don't work. Of course. Okay, so we are gonna have to, Actually, no, I don't think we are. I don't think we are. Also, do you play Roblox? Answer is no until the moderation issues get fixed. And trust me, Roblox moderation is... I heard of yet another case of Twitter on them getting it wrong, so, yeah, I don't think, David Pasuski is really focused on fixing it right now, which he needs to be at the moment. Also, yes, there's gonna be apartments in this, marina as well, too. Like, who wouldn't want to live on the marina? The rents for it, though, are going to be absolutely astronomical, though. I will say that much. And then, obviously, we are going to, make this... Yeah, because this is eventually going to become part of the, This highway will eventually maintain its, like, you know, run to the... And we are going to have to do this all over again. Where's, CS-188 when I need him? Do it all over again. There we go. I actually learned Arabic where I went to... Ah, they actually... Yeah, I would imagine... Actually, I don't know, actually. Again, I would imagine foreign language programs in a lot of schools right now face massive cuts, including where I went to school. It kind of sucks, actually. That could be really helpful in the real world to be bilingual. It would be really helpful. As I said, though, if I were to learn a foreign language, I would start with something the State Department considers easy there. I would start with that. That should be your start. Also, Furry Lover, this is not City Skylines, but I do have a plan to start a series on both City Skylines 1 and City Skylines 2. This is actually its predecessor, or at least what I would consider the predecessor to City Skylines, SimCity 4. And I'm just gonna say right now, some people actually say that a lot of people would like this game better than City Skylines. I'm not 100% I agree with that as someone who plays both, because you get a lot more, like, detailing control in City Skylines. I can definitely see why Ulysses says it's a city builder, or a city painter, not really a city builder, but I can kind of see why some people would like this a little bit better, because there's definitely a lot more to the management aspect of this game. Whereas City Skylines, you could just detail, like, as much as you want. Which, don't get me wrong, I'm a detailer myself. Ah, yes, it's kind of pay to win. Not really, if you want my opinion. You want a pay to win city building game? SimCity Build It. That's a pay-to-win city building game right there, and that's one that really I would only touch for, like, an experiment for fun off camera. Basically, what I want to do is I want to see if it's even possible to actually, like, you know, do anything with that game. The fuck is a State Department? Sammy, you are way behind. Oh, no, you're not, actually. But basically, the State Department, they're the people who manage the, They're basically, like, the people who manage diplomacy for the United States. So, State Department, basically, let's just say there's a reason we have the Secretary of State really high on the presidential line of succession. So this is gonna be a small marina, I want to say. It's gonna be a small marina, really nothing too large. And there's gonna be a much larger one in the city of Netto, because that's gonna be where we're gonna be putting all the tourist stuff. But I do like this idea. It is almost 1:30, so we should probably seriously consider saving again. There we go. Ah, you're from Argentina. Ooh, same country that gave us Strict Toaster there. And I'm actually not kidding about that. That is real. He actually was the guy who got me into city building, detailing, and city building games, believe it or not. And he was actually, I believe, a graphics designer for like his day job too. He was actually a graphics designer, which kind of does check out, actually, if you want my opinion. There we go, right there. So we're gonna put down a couple of these apartments, kind of like over here. And then obviously we're gonna do this. Yeah, there we go, right there. Also, in school I never learned how to speak Italian. I don't think really a whole lot of schools here in the States, they really offer Italian. For other countries, it could be a little bit different, but here in the States, I don't think that's really on offer here. Just gonna put that out there right here and now. There we go, that looks good. But yeah, City Skylines, I still remember when Cedar, I think that was his first City Skylines series, Cedar Valley, which I thought was pretty nice. You guys are gonna make me want a pizza very soon. You guys are gonna make me want that. I had a freaking stuffed crust one last night, so I am going to probably try to control myself today. Unless a certain thing clears, in which case, you know what, go right ahead, but I don't know if that's gonna happen or not. Again, they say it could take 1 to 3 business days, but also remember that I'm in a credit union, so, it will probably clear today, because they're really good about that. And I'm actually not kidding about that. If you're in the US, I strongly urge people to join one, because, it'll be a lifesaver. Trust me when I say that much. Alright, it's 1:30, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna save again. I've been saving every 10 minutes in case it crashes. And honestly, if it takes that short of an amount of time to start, I'm probably not going to wrap up the stream immediately over a crash unless we actually crash after, 4 p.m. or so. Or after 4:40. After 4:40, if it crashes after that point, we're probably done. There we go, that looks good. And yes, this game does have frequent, crashing problems. Make a dystopian hellhole in this game? I probably could, actually. I know I used this game for a school project once. Basically, our task was to build a city 100 years in the future. Got a perfect score. I actually did pretty damn good. Although I couldn't get up to 1 million population like I wanted. And actually, now this is my full-time job, so... Not just this game, but it is kind of fitting that I'm playing this for a full-time job now. Kind of fitting, now I think about it. Also, I don't know if I managed to fix the Discord link. I would strongly recommend checking card.co on that one. There is a link to that in my bio. That is definitely not the correct... Here, let me grab it for you in case you don't want to go over there. Hold on. Let's go under... Excuse me there, laptop. I know you... We're going to grab the link. We're going to go ahead and copy it. And then what we're going to do here is we are going to paste it here. This should be the correct link. We had a few issues right about now. I did that once, Mike. Wow, your life expectancy was 10 years below that of Magnasanti. That's actually pretty impressive. But yeah, I do want, like... I don't want to build something like Magnasanti. I want to build something that actually is, you know, thriving. You know what I mean? That's what I want to build. Something that is thriving. Alright, we don't need to bring up anything that's going on in Tel Aviv right now. We don't need to do that. Oh god, schools menu took a minute to load too. If you haven't figured it out, I have like a bunch of mods installed for this game. I think about 20 gigabytes, and I'm probably going to be looking for more at some point because, let me tell you right now. Ooh, the custom content for this game, it is impressive. And it doesn't really help with any of the crashing either to run it vanilla, so before anyone asks about that, that's something I do want to point out. Yeah, because this is the area where I wanted the marina here, so we'll do, I kind of do want to do some of the pier bends, but the problem is that the piers don't bend in the direction I want them to bend in. Large marina pier. Well, they're not going to have enough space to back out of their boats if I do that. Okay, so that looks good. Yes, there we go. That looks beautiful right there. So let's go ahead and add in our marina extra peak. Actually, let's keep adding in more marinas. I feel like if you're going to be on an ocean marina, though, you would want, like, a large amount of, boats, though. You would want a very large boat. In fact, it's already expensive to live here, so it makes sense that the wealthy would want to move here, too. It does make a lot of sense that that would happen. Alrighty, and then, of course, actually, there's still enough space for them to go through. That's actually kind of impressive there. There we go. We'll do Marina Pier Large. 20 gigabytes of Cyberpunk. That will be pretty cool there to build a Cyberpunk city. I probably should have done that for that school project I mentioned. That would have been really cool. And I feel like I would have gotten extra credit for it, too. Well, those boats are not going to have enough space to back out. Can't have that, I'm afraid. There we go. And then over here, too, what we'll do something like this. Yes, there we go. That looks absolutely beautiful. Our marina seawall. Boom, boom. Also, I still gotta find the last building in the Little Rock skyline while I'm here, too. I kind of just realized that. That'd actually be a really good idea if you want my opinion. There we go. And then we still gotta add this over here. Do not abbreviate Cyberpunk. Yeah, no, you would get me in a lot of trouble if you did that. I need to add that as a banned word or phrase in the chat there too. Because that is extremely illegal. That is an extremely illegal acronym right there. That's stuff that shouldn't be. Because I know it gets distributed a lot on the dark web, but it shouldn't really be anywhere if you want my opinion. If you want my opinion, that has no place in this world. That stuff has no place around here. I can tell you that much right now. There we go, that looks good, and then we'll do that. Yeah, thank you. Do not abbreviate that. I could definitely try my, call it a cyberpunk. There's a few cyberpunk, projects, or a few cyberpunk plugins I could do. One other option, though, Furry Lover, there's actually a mod that takes this game to Mars called SimMars. It's actually supposed to be based off of a, real canceled game that Maxis was working on in 2000. And trust me, there was a lot of stuff. Like, SimMars, if I recall correctly, actually did fall to the success of The Sims. Simsville did not, and I have a video actually coming on that probably on the 8th or so. So hopefully I don't have to stream that day. But, SimMars, ooh, that is a cyberpunk mod pack if I've ever seen one right there. I will be that guy, I will say it. That is genuine cyberpunk. Alright, so that looks good, and then we will do that right there. Yes, there we go. Something right there that is definitely only possible with mods in this game. Although the mod that you get that part from is pretty easy to install. It's called Network Add-on Mod, and it is easily a favorite. In fact, this Fox here gets access to the betas of Network Add-on Mod, which is pretty fun. Although, granted, I'm still... Well, technically everyone has access to the NAM 50 beta, which I do recommend installing right now. It's pretty fun so far, but, yeah, there we go. Technically, as I said, everyone has access to the NAM 50 beta. I'm a femboy, not female. I would consider myself more gender non-conforming than anything else, but screw conformity. That's all I'm gonna say on that one right now. Screw conformity. Alright, so let's do... Ooh. Hello. Also, I love how you put Konnichiwa Kitsune Fox there. Welcome aboard there, gamer. Hope you're doing well this fine afternoon. Uh-oh. That's not good. And also, the reason I don't want to be streaming on Saturday is because I actually have plans to set up a restaurant on my own. Let's just say I'm not interested in what everyone else is doing right there. Japan is turning footsteps. Yeah, I heard about that, actually. That's something we could probably do here in the States. Well, if we didn't have, like, you know, Drill Baby Drill controlling everything. I'm telling you, there's way too many people still interested in that, even though there's way better alternatives. I know Kitsune Island runs on, like, a large chunk of it. Like, it's supposed to run on nuclear and microwave power. But, we really need to abandon this fossil fuel stuff over here. But don't tell the crush I said that. Don't tell her, okay? Wait, no, I shouldn't have said that. You know what, you get the idea. Anyways, so, no. I'm a femboy. It's a little bit different. It's basically a slang term for an effeminate male. That's all I'm gonna say on that one. Alright, so we got a little marina going over. I just like the idea of having this marina here. I feel like I know who I should send this to once it's done being built. There we go, that looks good. Yeah, Japan really isn't living in 2050. They're just finding creative solutions to problems, which honestly I like. I like any country that finds creative solutions to problems. That is something you're definitely going to see me do a lot in my nation building, especially in cities. Well, in City State 2, it's a little bit different. Is it, typical Insta-reel comments? Ah, so are you following me on Instagram there, too? Because I do know I do make content for, Instagram these days. I recently revived that along with a few others as well. I think I revived, TikTok, too, strangely. Which I know a lot of people are gonna find odd there. Alright, dude. Alright, we don't need to spam. I know you want Minecraft. Hey! Hooray. Stop it. I got it. I'm gonna time you out for like a second there, okay? 1 or 10 seconds there, because we don't need to spam, buddy. America's turning actually, in some countries, some East Asian countries, banana milk is apparently really... Well, in South Korea, or Republic of Korea specifically, banana milk is too popular. I almost called it by the wrong name there. I had to stop myself. Because, one thing I do want to point out about, Kitsune Island. Kitsune Island, canonically, does not recognize the DPRK at all. It only recognizes the Republic of Korea, so I figured I'd point that out there. They only recognize the South, not the criminal enterprise to the North that happens to be masquerading as a nation-state. I do want to point that out. Instagram gotta be one of the, yeah, that I tend to stay away from a lot of those communities. Facebook's probably getting, like, you know, money from a very particular group of people to proliferate that, which I'm not a big fan of. But then again, all the major social media platforms are doing it, too. All the major social media platforms are probably, like, you know, they're not just getting money, but they're also getting pressured. Actually, hold on. Should I I don't think I can. That's what sucks. I genuinely... Well, I can. Hold on. Hold on. I might have an idea so stupid it might actually just work. Oh, dude. Oh, it's so close. It's, like, so close, because there's no way it would connect to that curve properly. I was actually a little excited for that, because I know I want to put down some parking garages. Are you talking about, like, the LeBron James by any chance? I don't know. But yeah, I don't want to see any more spam in my comment, in my chat there, Cool Red, especially the YouTube side. I'm glad that doesn't show on Twitch. You know what, Twitch? Keep that policy in play. I feel like we're gonna need it. Also, it is 1:40, time to save once again. We gotta keep saving every 10 minutes or so. Alright, so downtown Kitsune City, over here. I love, no you don't, and no you didn't. I'm just gonna... If we actually do have one of the 33,000 defectors in our chat, I'd actually be impressed right now. And yes, that is the exact number of people that have managed to escape the Democratic People's Republic of Korea alive. And again, if I'm talking about DPRK, I'm talking about North. If I'm talking about ROK, I'm talking about South. I should point this out once again. A lot of people actually don't... The amount of people that actually don't know that, like, over here is disturbing, if you want my opinion. Also, Furry Lover, I do want to point this out. The more democratic... It's quite the paradox, actually. The more democratic a country's name sounds, the less it actually is. Which I thought was particularly interesting. Ooh. Ooh. Actually, we're supposed to put down a BSC park. Why did I skip all that? God, that was dumb. That was dumb of me. No, I wouldn't be impressed. If you successfully escape, 3 generations of your family would be going bye-bye in a, prison camp, I believe. And actually, yes, the DPRK is the only country in the world that does that. But although they're also, to be fair, the world's only necrocracy as well, meaning they follow the ideologies of a dead person. Hey, y'all didn't know that, too. I don't want to put down an amphitheater, because the amphitheaters are underground, and we have the literal Caribbean Sea, like, right next to it. That would flood really bad. So we don't want to do that. Ooh, it's too big. Oh, it's 6x6, so we can probably do at most a 4x4 there, which I don't think we have. Alright, can we please stop bringing that up there, too? I don't want to get in trouble for, bringing up, like, sensitive topics or something like that, because YouTube does shadow ban, like, stuff for that. And by shadow ban, I mean demonetize, just for the record, because, it's literally same effect. If they're not making money on it, they ain't gonna push it out, man. It's not gonna happen. So let's not do that, okay? But again, it's same effect. I mean, there's a 6x4 over here, which I think looks pretty cool. Ooh, is that supposed to be like a restaurant? Hold on, let me read the description of that. Oops. I mean, they got a little pirate flag on it, too. Oh, it's a hotel. A long walk on a short pier, huh? Is it supposed to be a plank by any chance? Where's Foxy the pirate fox when I need him? Also, how come I don't get to walk on the plank? Instead, I get something else completely that, isn't really a punishment for us femboys. That's all I'm gonna say. There we go, that looks good. As a matter of fact, I think I have a brainy little idea here. Also, why are you a femboy? It's a long story, and it has to do... I think what really made me want to do it was a lot of, like, customers at, like, work. Let's just say... My former work... Ooh, man, there were some people there that really got annoying really quickly. Okay, I like that right there. There we go. Also, I'm not going to say exactly what I was alluding to with the long walk over short pier, because I never get that. I get something else. But again, it's really a punishment for a femboy. It just isn't. I'm sorry. There we go, and then we'll do, like, you know, a 1. Wait, why would I want the playground that? Why would I want the playground that close to a main road? It just sounds like a terrible idea. Why would I do that? Okay, so that looks good, and then, we need a few intersection pieces, too. Let's go the other way. We need a few intersection pieces. I'll tell you what, if the game crashes at any point in the stream, I'll explain the story a little bit later there. but it is a very long story. I do know we're gonna try to get this in. I can't make any promises because of the amount of time I'm spending on detailing. Because obviously it's probably... I feel like this isn't a very good idea considering the game crash that happened at the end of the previous attempt at this too. And the only reason that got removed, I would have kept it, if not for a Content ID grifter, to say the least. If not for that, I would have kept it. There we go. But obviously I don't want Content ID claims on the channel because that's just going to hurt the business, has the potential to be escalated into strikes down the road, which I don't want to deal with. Oh no, I consider myself a business owner, thank you very much. Although, I do kind of admit I kind of find the joke a little bit funny. I do find the whole unemployed final boss joke kind of funny, actually. 11, and then we're gonna do 6. Yeah, there we go, because then what we can do, kind of like over... Ooh, I like that, actually. Also, imagine face reveal, that's never gonna happen. My voice actor will not allow it. I'm sorry, my voice actor just does not like that idea. Part of me... Oh, no, I have a better idea. I have a way better idea. Infinitely better. I promise. This is infinitely better. What if instead we do the 11 that way, and then we can have some office buildings over here too. As I said, little resort tower over here never hurt anyone, but I kind of like the way this is turning out so far. I kind of like this. It's turning a lot nicer. We still gotta... Oh, we already have the school over here. Speaking of, actually, there is a spot I do want to update. And we gotta scroll up, I believe. Oh, no, we gotta scroll down. My bad. We gotta scroll down. But yeah, my voice actor will likely never do a face reveal. It's not gonna happen. One thing I did promise at 50k subs is I would try to work with Makeshift to get a plushie out of my persona. So if you do, or I guess a plushie of me out in this case. If you do want that, if you do want to cuddle your favorite three-tailed fox in plush form, definitely would recommend subscribing if not already. Also, we do not need 6-7 in my chat, thank you very much. That's all I must say. We don't need that brain rot stuff. No brain rot parasite allowed. Yeah, okay, that's not gonna work. Actually, it could, in theory. Okay, so I'm gonna do a minor change here. Oh, that wouldn't work. Because you would... Wait, would it? Let me double check this, actually, because, you know I'm gonna double check it before we... Oh, no, it would. It would if I did it right. I second that, too, and 69 was always better anyway. I'm sorry, Gen Alpha, we gotta disagree on that. We gotta disagree. 69 is infinitely better. 67 definitely deserved everything, or 6-7 definitely deserved everything it got on South Park. That's all I'm gonna say right about now. I will say, though, that was, like, the... I don't know how that they decided that that was, the best way to make fun of Peter Thiel in that episode, but considering that the, season, the 27th and 28th season of South Park ended in a crap-out, because they ran completely dry on ideas, they really did not want to make fun of a certain politician again. That's all I'm gonna say on that one, but obviously they ended up having to. So, yeah. I think that's kind of fitting, actually. I second that, Furry Lover. I second that. And honestly, it needs to... That meme shall not zombify. It shall not zombify. Oh, interesting. I didn't realize there was another diagonal piece I could potentially use here. I do know there is a Marist embankment set. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that's going to look a little bit nicer. And I want the grass piece kind of like over here. Beautiful. There we go, that looks good. We're gonna go to Sim Nation from here. There actually is a trick you can use to get streets to connect to the next tile over. We also are pretty close to 150, so we will need to save very shortly here. Cobblestone. We're gonna keep the historic street vibe going in like Midtown as well too. I think that's gonna be the plan. And then we're obviously going to add in another one of these retail parking garages over here. I think that'll look pretty nice. Wait, I'm in the wrong menu. What am I doing? What am I doing? I'm in the wrong menu. Go ahead and scroll. We gotta scroll up for this. Scroll up. You know, we'll use the number 2 one. I think that's what we'll do. And then, ooh, there's gonna be some extra space over here. I'm actually leaning heavy towards extra parking kind of like being added here. 150, time to save. There we go. Got some Hawaiian punch over here. Got a whole nother bottle of it too, oddly. Alright, so we got Kitsune City over here. Obviously I did that so I wouldn't tear into my newfound vanilla Coke early. Yes, I actually did finally get that back, if anyone's interested, obviously. Finally did. So the hydrates will now no longer be regular old hydrates. At least for the time being. Hopefully I can make this a permanent thing. Hopefully, there's a lot of... Oh wait, we were supposed to add like a, I don't want to add a flower. Or maybe I do, I don't know. Maybe we'll also add in some extra market stalls. Foxy, I don't know how you could have, not thought about that. Okay, we'll do a refreshment stand here, and then... Ooh, actually is pretty cool. We could have, like... Kind of gives me, like, the food truck idea over here. I actually like that idea a little bit better than what we were doing previously. Alright, and then over here what we can do... I want to say... I'm not really sure how we're going to handle this just yet. I do know we are going to add in some street side parking kind of like over here. I do know we're going to do that. And then we also got to catch up our, we got to add in at least one more, subway station over here. I know this area is going to be very car dependent. Kind of just realized that now, whoopsie daisy. And I am going to go ahead and add in another subway area, kind of like over, yeah, another subway link. Probably wouldn't be the worst idea in the world. So I might do that here. Oh. Yeah, give me over here. Yeah, I want like another subway link over here for some reason. Ah, I think I might have popped a target. Let me double check that. Oh no, there's a whole bunch of stuff over here. I want to see what's in this, because I know they all have different stores each set. Ah, the only one I recognize is Sport Clips and possibly Jersey Mike's, but then again, I would expect this area to kind of like, you know, be heavily populated by smaller businesses too. I should point that out. Alright, so we're gonna grab this over here and then connect the subway to the next tile over, because again, every part of like Kitsune City is gonna be connected. At least the downtown and the midtown are gonna be connected by subway. At least that's gonna be the plan, but not every like, you know, area of the city is gonna have access to this. I should point that out. Not every single one. There we go, that's good. I like that, okay. So there we go. And then obviously while we're here too, it might be wise kind of like connect the, well, we've already done the majority of the water pipes, but again, at some point we are going to add in a little bit more. There we go, that looks absolutely gorgeous. I just love how the canal overflows into the ocean there. Alrighty, and then we need some parking over here, as I said, some street side parking. That's gonna be key. That's gonna be key here. Also, I'm thinking about doing showcases again here at some point. I almost want to bring everything back. But obviously, I also refuse to showcase an incomplete product on, like, YouTube Shorts or TikTok or, like, anything like that. That's just not something I'm here to do. We're not going to showcase a, incomplete product. We're going to showcase a complete product. So we do here. And then, obviously, we need to figure out exactly how we're going to manage this over here. We might actually put down another bussy stop here. Ooh, okay, I like that a little bit. We can kind of do something like this over here. Although I could also put down another, like, you know... Oh, we could put down, like, the fire station over here. I think that'll work, actually. We'll put down the Lost Portals, because I know I was getting asked about that in the last attempt at this, so that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. There we go. Ooh, that's actually almost perfect, because then what I could do is I could create, like, the, let's do... I'm not really sure how I want to handle that, so I think what I'm gonna do is something very similar, kind of like over here. Yeah, there we go. That'll look really beautiful. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. And then we'll put down maybe, like, an extra spot over here. So I want to put down some commercial buildings over here, too. Okay, so that'll actually be a pretty good start. We'll worry about the street connections a little bit later. We'll worry about that later, but right now I gotta get these, bussy stops down. Also, if you're new to the channel, yes, I do call the bus stops bussy stops. If that doesn't tell you, that I'm not straight, I don't know what will. There we go. Also, for the record, I'm not gay either. I'm pan. I'm also thinking we add like a mid... I don't know why, but I kind of want to add a mid-block crosswalk here. We don't really do that as much. Matter of fact, that's also probably going to change the design of this road here real fast. Because then what I can do... Ooh, Fox, you might be able to make this work. There we go. I'm sorry, these mid-block crosswalks are always too much for me. I just haven't been able to find a spot where I'm comfortable placing them yet, but that could change here. Because I do like them. And also they are featured in, I believe, NAM 48. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think NAM 48 was the one to add these. It was one of the builds that I got to show off a little bit early, and it was quickly my favorite feature. And I'm glad it's going to be expanded to one-way roads in the near future. Hello? I want one with trees on it, Chief. I want one with trees on it. Come on. You know I want one with trees. There we go. And then we obviously have to connect this all back up, too. Connect it back up. There we go. And then obviously we gotta find commercial lots, because commercial lots, what it'll do is it'll actually kind of like connect. It'll actually connect the commercial lots to the main road, but it will not do it for residential. I don't know why this game does that. It just does, okay? It literally just does. I guess it just decided that commercial lots can connect to these just fine, but residential cannot, for whatever reason. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if I want to put that building down precisely. There's gotta be a better idea. Well, the King of Donaire is a pretty good start. I kind of like that. Ooh, there we go. We got this building from Halifax. Well, I feel like this building could kind of be fitting over here. Also, yes, I think they're talking about Halifax, Nova... I'm pretty sure they're talking about Halifax, Nova Scotia. I don't... I'll let the repetition slide on this one. I'll let it slide, because we're going to have that a lot in this city. As I said, I do need a lot more new plugins here. That I will self-admit right there. There we go. And then we also got to think about what this area is going to hold. I know over here... Ooh, actually, this could be a really good idea. This could be a good opportunity to put down some bicycle parking. Yes, we're going to have some bicycle parking. It's going to happen. No, absolutely not. You can't do that. Sorry, bud. Sorry. We'll do that. Yeah, there we go. So what we're going to do over here now is we're going to do this. There we go. Beautiful. Excuse me, good sir. Excuse me. I did not say you could do that. Absolutely not. And then we'll do this over here. We'll do this. There we go. I'll tell you one thing. I should definitely get my paws off from DG if I'm only going to be able to sleep like up to 4 hours every night. Red Bull, so I can stay up later. I just realized that now. It might not be a bad investment, actually. Because I'm tired of, like, waking up at ass o'clock. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. Especially since I can't really do anything until 7 at the bare minimum. Which I guess makes sense. I don't know. Just something that came to mind right about now. And then Denton, Hotel Utica. We already put down Hotel Utica's. Ooh, not bad. I think our best option by far and away would be something like this. Yeah, there we go. And then we'll see if I can find a 2x3 that could complement it nicely. We already built one. Actually, hold on. We'll come back to that. That's a printing building. Oh god, it's got that like French Parisian style building. I feel like a certain viewer would actually like that. That just feels, that would feel, if we had Onidi Laws in the chat right about now, that would feel right at home for him. Okay, so we'll put down 220 West Congress over here, and then we'll put down that insurance building. I think that'll look pretty good. There's also design research, too. I want to make a subtle nod to DDI, just for the joke. I think we're going to put down the Trixie Tower somewhere, I'm not really sure. There's No Fair Corporation. No Fair Corporation was a pretty good build, I will not lie, but we already put it down somewhere. Saviar Insurance, that's what I'm thinking of. It looks like I'd be right. Wow, good work, little fox. Good work. And then there we go. And then we're gonna go over here. I'm actually gonna put the no. Oh, it does have a bulge. Okay, that's good. There we go, a little straight X1 there. Perfect. Yeah, because the insurance building connects to it, like, perfectly. I know skyscrapers aren't wall-to-wall structures, but sometimes their bases are, especially in, like, New York City. But yeah, you don't want skyscrapers being W2W. That's generally the rule of thumb, or at least so I've heard. We'll put down another area kind of like over here. It's 2 o'clock. Save time. You gotta catch that, little fox. You gotta catch that. There we go. That looks good. And then obviously we can do, I don't know about the tree or tower would kind of fit there. That's gonna be the other thing. We've already made it a quarter way through. Nice. No. Windsor Atlantica Hotel. I mean, it's a hotel building. I feel like we should give it an exception, and I don't know why, but it's just not the right size. It's gonna be the challenge, finding the right size without, like, you know, having something... You know what, Hotel Yorba works. I like that idea, and then we can make that a 3x4. I wonder what kind of apartment building that could possibly generate there. I wonder. Well, we're gonna find out at some point. It looks beautiful. And then we're obviously gonna bring this down over here. Yeah, there we go. That looks good. I kind of like that, actually. I kind of like that. Let's go ahead and add this over here. Oh, we're going to be working with the canals again very shortly, too. Hello, I have a notification. Let's see who it is. Also, looking like my phone's looking pretty good right about now. Don't tell me my face... Oh, I thought Face ID would be required there. It's someone else saying that I look cute and I like foxes. I feel like I've seen that name before. I don't know why. If you like foxes, come on down to Kitsune Island. Alright, I'm pretty sure we already did the, connector here. If not, we can always fix it later. Cobblestone Street. Okay, I'm back. Had to, wash dishes. Good idea there. You're doing some good work there, Alaskan. You're doing some good work. And stick to that $5 budget you were given, too, okay? Trust me, I don't want you, going homeless or anything like that either. Your support's appreciated, but let other people take the mantle, please and thank you. Personally, though, I would just make food at home. That's why I've been trying to get a snack drawer bolstered up again. And this time we need to actually keep it, like, you know, bolstered up. Oh, we got Deadwood's Pharmaceuticals. I just forgot that was a thing. Ooh. I wonder, actually, if there's, like, buildings that I could put down over here that are, like, from the gift menu, too. Exactly. Exactly. Wait, why'd that get deleted? My guess is because, oh, it has 25%. I think that's the threshold, actually. Although I wouldn't consider that emote spam there, Alaskan. I'm very sorry about that. I need to fix that. There we go. That looks good. The bot appears to still be very strict on that. You know what? I am going to go into the gift menu. I think that will work perfectly. Alright, so, I'm just gonna go ahead and, no, we need to delete that. There we go. Okay, that's good. I want to actually be able to read my chat. Thank you. I want to actually be able to read my chat. Thank you. What I want to do. Also, we need a house with the president, too. And a lawmaker's facility. The lawmaker's facility, can't confirm, will be the Great Hall. What does the Mitchell building do? The Mitchell building looks pretty cool, actually. I like it. I don't know, it just feels pretty nice. There we go. Okay, so that looks good. And then we're gonna do this. I don't want the anchor ball. What I want is like something that I know could fit in. Oh, we actually don't have a stock exchange yet. The Kitsune City would be the great spot for the Easterns. I know there's multiple stock exchanges in the US as well too. I believe actually there is a stock exchange in Chicago as well. Correct me if I'm wrong on this. But I do believe that that'd be the case. Bureau of Bureaucracy, that's the modern Bureau of Bureaucracy. That's typically what I use for City Hall. There's our trusty little stock exchange. And then we did the Trade Union Hall over here. And then that'll be absolutely perfect. It'll be absolutely perfect. CBS Columbia Square. Stock Exchange. No, we need Trade Union Hall. Trade Union Hall. Although CBS Columbia Square could definitely help us out with, it could definitely kind of help us out a little bit with, what was it again? TV stations. Because I have a feeling Kitsune Island would be, like, you know, a nation that would have its own TV station of some kind. I don't know why. I just feel like it would. There we go. And then we'll do this over here. We'll put down another bicycle path, kind of like over here. And then I'll actually give us a little bit of space for some extra... I think what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to... Ooh. Okay, so that's going to give us a small apartment building there, and then another apartment here. Yeah, because I don't want to do, like, a large-scale parking lot over here. Parking garages are for the big city. That's what we want them for. Okay, so let's add in our trusty little bicycle parking. Boom. And then this will also be a great spot for another mid-block cross area over here. That's going to be the plan at the very least. Also, I could add in another office building over here. There's plenty of good 2x4 ones I could play with. Plenty of really good ones, actually. That is more of an Art Deco skyscraper right there. I still can't believe... Actually, you know what? Art Deco skyscrapers look pretty good. I'm not going to say that. Not going to be mean to the Art Deco style. It is pretty nice. Okay, so we need, I don't want to say... Listen, we already put down Hotel Yorba. Great Lakes EMS Academy, pretty good one. Anchor Bar, yes, there we go. Slows to go. I actually like that. I mean, hell, we can actually have some fun over here with some extra, like, small-scale extra parking, I want to say. I think that'll look pretty good. Although it's going to require a scroll way up again. Oh, we also gotta decorate the highway, too. That's gonna be another thing as well. We gotta decorate the highway. That's gonna take a minute as well. But it shouldn't be that hard. I'm not really too worried about it. I might need to move the rail, potentially, too. I should point that out. No. No. There we go. Okay, that looks good. Come on, I gotta scroll up. Scroll up. Nope, still gotta scroll up. Also, I just kind of realized, do we still need to put down the Trinity Hospital? I need to check that, because I know we have the, we should have the citywide police station already down, but I don't remember ever putting either that or the Trinity Hospital down. I have to double check it. In fact, I'm double checking it now, just to make sure, because I want to really be sure that I got that. Yeah, I actually see the citywide police station, so we might be missing the Trinity Hospital, which means a Skyline extension would be mandatory. So that's really the only one we're missing. So we have the citywide fire, we have the citywide police, although I should probably still consider putting police station kind of like near the school. I don't know why, but I feel like it'd be a pretty good idea. Also get an app rate coming to y'all over on the Twitch side as well. You know what, I'll come back to that idea. What I do need to do is find a park over here. I think that's exactly what we're gonna do. Yeah, we need to find a park, and then I kind of want to build a sports complex, too. I kind of want to do that near, like, you know, the main school here. I want to do that near both of them. Just keep some park life going on in this city. In fact, actually, we might do the same, like, you know, near the microwave power plant. Just kind of, like, you know, make it a little bit more desirable of an area. Because I know real-world cities have done that. In fact, I believe New York City, they dump their sewage, like, right underneath the park. Which is... Well, they don't dump their sewage, but they put their sewage treatment plant underneath the park in response to a law passing nationwide that made new sewage, outflow pipes illegal, basically. You can't dump sewage in the US anymore. Which makes sense. Why would you want to dump it in the first place when the option is there to treat it? You know what I mean? Alright, so what we need over here... I'm actually thinking we scroll back up a little bit. We have a few landmarks. There's a few commercial offices we could possibly put down. I think some of these buildings do look pretty cool, but we are going to add on a, I want to say we are going to add on a few things over here. Commercial service. There we go. Oh, it's like not even close to the right size. That blows. It's alright though. You know what? Let's put down a Zaxby's here. I feel like we should bring some fast food to some of the downtown areas too. I don't know why. Then again, I'm gonna make myself freaking hungry if I do that too much. That's probably not. Probably be very careful with that. We also put down some zonable commercial, kind of like over here, which I kind of am very open to the idea of, actually. Let's go ahead and do that. And we're gonna work on the area. I say we work on the area with the canal first, just so that we can make sure that it actually looks good. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. I do kind of want to make sure that this railroad does get back to its main road, so we can add in another station there, because I do want a national rail network as well. Should point that out. National rail network is not a bad idea. Trust me, that's probably the best idea I've had in a long time, and you can tell I'm an urbanist just on that alone. Alright, so that all looks good. Did I accidentally... Okay, I thought I accidentally muted the mic over there. Chat's unusually quiet today, which, to be fair, for SimCity 4 is kind of expected. It's never really that active, because obviously a lot of people... Maybe y'all are just, like, I don't know, just in awe of what I'm building. I don't know. It's okay. It just means I gotta talk to myself a lot more as I build this, which, again, you get good at after a while of streaming. So what I would do here, I'm not gonna do an outer curve. What I'm gonna do is a bend. And it looks like I won't have to edit... Oh, thank God. I thought I was gonna have to edit that. Alright, we're gonna do this over here. Yeah, there we go. And then we'll do something like this, and then this. And then this could actually be a good spot for some actual, like, trees, some actual, like, I don't want to say wildlife over here, but since it's, like, in, like, a weird spot, I think that's probably what we're gonna do. Although I could also extend it further depending on what happens. It looks like in this case, though, we're gonna be just fine. No. We're gonna do that. Part of me also wants to see if there's a good 2x2 commercial lot to put next to... Oh, I can make it look like where I used to work, too, if I find the right building. If I find the right building, and that's gonna be your key. It almost never goes that way. There's a 2x3 little... See, what I need is a 2x2 gas station. Something like that. Yeah, there we go. Although there's also a car wash over there, too, which kind of makes that not really a good thing. Oh, it is a car wash, I think. It's literally just a car wash. Okay, that makes sense. Gotta be a good-looking 2x2, and as I said, a gas station's, like, the likeliest thing I would do. Like, it even has, like, a tiny little food mart in there, too. No. Okay, we gotta scroll down a little bit further. There's also this, shell-looking station. Nope. Although, again, it has a tiny little... I actually like that, actually. I don't know why. You might even find a hole-in-the-wall restaurant, if you're really lucky with some of these. Alright, so that all looks good. No. There has to be a 2x2 that isn't, like, you know, a competitor to my former workplace here. I don't want to do that to them. I know I was treated like crap, but that's not every location, and that was only, like, 2 managers, so I don't want to do that to all of y'all over there. I don't want to do that to you. So what I would do here... Well, that's good news there, Arrow. That's good news. When you mentioned your car got towed and you couldn't find it, not gonna lie, I thought someone stole it. Like, why would someone want to do that? And then I remembered, oh yeah, scrap metal. But hey, at least the dealership found it, you know? And I hope everything gets sorted very soon there, obviously. Dude, the shell's like so close to the right size, it's not even funny. It's actually sad how close some of these are. It genuinely is. Taco John's. I think there actually is a Taco John's around here that I found floating. Oh no, Taco John's. It's a place that was my hometown. I found that and it closed up permanently. I'm actually kind of surprised that, you know, my hometown got a Taco John's there. There's definitely a lot that's happened up there along the way. Maybe I'll go through it on Google Maps at one point. Poop gas. Oh, dude, it's so... It needs to be 2x2. It can't be 3x3. Oh, it's a Swiss gas station shade, too. I can see them opening up in the Caribbean, though. My coworker has to come the opposite way, just take me to work. Worst time they could have possibly given me a raise. And I know, because again, that kind of eats... Everything gets eaten up there, too, which is just absolutely awful, man. That's just awful there, Arrow. As I said before, I hope things get better for you. At least it'll be easier to take care of, you know? Because imagine this. You're on your old wage and you're on your old hours there. Imagine that. Imagine trying to get all that done on that. You know what I mean? So as I said, it should be a lot easier to get this sorted out, too. Could definitely put down 100. No, I actually cannot. Damn it. Well, that could work there. Oh, dude, that does work. I like that office building there. Okay, we'll kind of leave that there. There we go. Also, Sadie, welcome back. Hope you're doing well this fine afternoon. Don't mind me. I'm just looking for the right building to put in here. I don't want to put a competitor to my form of work, but I might have to. I don't know. That's Love's. That is definitely not going to be 2x2. I've been to Love's before. A good number of times, actually. They're really... Them, Buc-ee's, and Pilot Travel Center are, like, really handy when you're on the road. Well, that's good to hear there, Sadie. That's good to hear. Hux, I believe, is too big as well, too. Insert the obvious joke about calling them Thucks here, even though I've never actually been there. There's definitely Circle K. There's Quick Trip. I think I should probably stop mentioning these brands by name that might be, not earning me any brownie points. There we go. So I should probably stop doing that. Car wash fee? I don't want a car wash. I want something that makes sense. I love how even the express gas stations are 3x3. Dillon's gas, Walmart gas. I don't know, actually. I think I might actually have to put down a competitor to my workplace there, too, which... You know what? If it were between my former work and Papa John's, my former work would win any day of the week. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be that guy. I'm gonna say it. Papa John's is pretty good and all, but my former work, there's just something special about it, man. Waffle House, it's not gonna work. Would definitely love to build a chain of Waffle Houses around here, just so that even if like a natural disaster strikes, you'll still have someone to go out for waffles or something. Just popped in to say hi as usual. Understandable there, Sadie. Understandable. Also, one thing I do want to say, I actually forgot to bring this up when I linked the Discord and the YouTube chat as well. Yeah, when it comes to the Discord, you gotta chat your way to level 3 in order to actually get to the rest of the server. I forgot to say that. Whoopsie daisy. I doubt it'd be too big an issue, because it doesn't take very much. I could put down a Permini Brothers, I could put down a Dunkin' Donuts, and I could pretty much just call right there. And yes, one of those is a Dunkin', the other's a Permini Brothers. And they kind of do look like they would belong in a big city, too. So let's get the area with the canal done first. I'm gonna do 11. Ooh, okay. I think I can make that work. Well, I thought I could make that. Well, I still technically can. I'm just gonna make this a little bit easier for everyone here. Let's do this. Yeah, there we go. Although we do also have to be mindful that we do need to make a train station here. Although, part of me also wants to put the train station in the next city over, but I just know that would not end very well. I don't know, it could be just me. Matter of fact, I could probably just cancel those roads right... Well, actually, no, I couldn't. No, I couldn't. There we go. Okay, so we get some rails. Let's do that right there. There we go. Yeah, that looks good. I like that. And then we'll put down kind of like a busy stop over here too, because this one would actually make a lot of sense here. We'll put down something like that, and then maybe even a subway station over here. I'm not really sure yet, though. We can put down some 1x1 medium density commercial. Actually, that would work. That could work right there. We could put down the busy stop here, and then the subway station would just be a short walk away. It actually would not be that bad. It could be a nice little mini transit hub there. Although this... Actually, no it doesn't. What we can do is we can actually add in a mid-block this way. There we go. That's perfect, actually. Because I know I said we do a mid-block crosswalk, and that's exactly what I'm going to do there. That's exactly what I'm going to do that way. Alright, so let's get our busy stop over here before we do anything else. And then obviously once these neighborhoods are done, we're going to be on to decorating the highway before I'm starting... Well, actually, no, we'll start the other neighborhood before decorating the highway. I forgot to save for 210, so we're going to save for 220. I gotta get better at that, everybody. Hawaiian Punch, downtown Kitsune City. There we go, looks beautiful, I like that. I don't want to build an airport. We are nowhere near the Kitsune, southeast Kitsune. I think it would be Kitsune City, Netto, Renata, and Roxana International Airport. So it would be an international airport that would serve both cities. I feel like, or all 4 cities. I feel like, though, chat, we should have 2 airports if that's the case. So Kitsune Airport West and Kitsune Airport East. Oh, I thought I did something again.
No, you're good.
Okay. Okay.
Well, I'm tempted to put one of those gainer muzzles on your phone.
Really?
Well, they'd still be able to hear you.
Yeah, but it would be muffled. Genius.
No, they'd hear you perfectly. We would.
Oh, actually, that doesn't sound like a bad idea there. Alright, so I just wish I wasn't in a position where the move to Orlando would be fully, like, you know, finalized before I even get my own room. That I will admit right there. Though I'll take the extra protection. I'll take that. That I will say, but I'm not specifying in... Wait a minute. B. Balls. I did not intend for that to happen. Let's try this again. Let's try this again. Let's try this again. Alright, so we need this over here. Also, Arthur Vincius, welcome aboard. Hope you're doing well this fine afternoon there. I do see you popping in. There we go. Come on, we gotta scroll down until we find the subway station I accidentally demolished. I think I found it. I don't know. Somewhere around here. Where are you? There you are. Okay. So we got that down. Yeah, because we got to get this subway station down over here. We'll go ahead and bulldoze that too, because it needs to connect in a very specific method. And then what we'll do here, so we'll connect it this way. We need to connect it to the rest of the network. Come on. Gotta go to the rest of the network. There we go, that looks good. And then we're also, while we're here, what we're going to do is we're going to catch up on the rest of the road network around here, too. I'm going to be honest, I'm not even... Oh, this could actually be a good spot for our sports complex. I kind of just realized that, because I know that's going to be a thing we're going to build. I don't know, we could put some large-scale apartments nearby, too, because I know that's probably going to be a plan. Although, we're probably not going to build it... Seriously, though, we're not going to build as many of those luxury apartments a lot of cities in the U.S. are building. I'm just going to say here and now, they're not luxury, and we don't really need that many of them. What we really need, I believe, are mixed-use zones, but you've heard me say it enough times on stream already. Put down some extra residential over here.
His mom didn't know he made cinnamon roll.
Oh, really now?
There's a thing with brownies on the stove.
Oh.
I'll leave those be for now because they still seem good.
Yeah, they might need some extra time to cool. There we go. It doesn't look too bad. I know I almost picked up some pancake mix while I was at Kroger this morning. Yeah, just to kind of like do until I can full-fledgedly contribute to the full grocery bill. Although at some point my goal is just take over your contribution at some point. Well, not necessarily, but still.
Well, soon me and Adam will be able to. Soon I'll just be able to give Adam some money. He wants to start doing grocery orders.
Yeah, I know we were also talking about getting Costco.
Oh no,
now that I'm gonna have money again,
no,
I will definitely do that now.
That's only $65 a year. I'll do that.
Yeah, because I know that was supposed to happen in October. As I said before, though, I would raid the bakery. I'm just gonna be that guy. I'm gonna say it though. Costco Bakery, God tier. Costco Food Court, yes please. There we go. So I know I did that a lot back at Indy, the food court for Costco.
I'm gonna give one of the 2 cards to Adam on and just Adam on for the other card because
Oh, nice.
it won't really matter if Adam got my card.
No, because he can actually be trusted. What?
He shook his eye sack.
Yeah, I feel like we're not supposed to be discussing this when I'm live.
Oh, fun. That ain't personal. That's just
Don't get me thrown out, please.
no, Costco ain't. I don't care if you're talking about Costco.
No, because I'm building, like, I'm probably going to build at least one of those in this game. Yeah, I think this is how I'm going to manage the, I think this is exactly how I'm going to do it. I'm going to manage the, trying to think, because I want to put, like, a sports complex over here, and I don't know why.
Hopefully, you get a job at Costco. That'd be different, but we're just talking about golf.
No. I'm not even going to bring that stuff up. I know I've been considering picking up something in data entry, but I don't know if I want to follow Old Holmes' advice on that one. I feel like I'm, with the AI risk, I feel like I'm walking straight to a trap.
I miss my chicken dish.
Ooh, hell yeah. We still gotta do Gunthers too, don't we? Wait a minute, why did I do that? Oh, right, because there's really, like, no other way, okay. So, we're not gonna be able to do the, sports complex like I originally envisioned. Yeah, and then obviously we're gonna have to do this as well too. So hopefully this doesn't screw anything up here. I might be trying to create an unsupported configuration. I am 110% trying to do that. Okay, that's gonna make no sense. So we will revisit that at some point, but we are going to make this a curved road, because that is something that with this game has kind of historically bothered me when roads are not curved. I will point that out. There we go.
Hey babe, what do you want? You want tea or tea?
Let's go ahead and do that.
Coke or tea? Is that red or tea that?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my freaking god, man. I coughed a little. I don't know what flew in my throat there, but something definitely did. And I swear to Inari, if I catch any of y'all making jokes about that, we're gonna have some trouble. We have some trouble if I catch y'all making jokes there. And we're also going to put some parking kind of like in between these apartments. I feel like that's going to be good design work there. Although this area right here is going to have a pathway. I can pretty much confirm that. So we're going to do that. And then obviously over here I'm just going to make extra residential. So that's going to complete the first neighborhood with the... Oh, I forgot. I was going to put a sports complex here. We'll do it somewhere. Probably outside of the downtown, or at least outside of, like, you know, this particular area, like, you know, between the highway and the beach. I feel like that would be a lot better. I am going to go ahead and add in, I want to say, kind of like a busy stop here. There we go. There we go, that's good. I like that a lot. I'm going to scroll down. Scrolling down first will be the move. We're gonna scroll down first, and then what we're gonna do is we are going to, I want to say we want to get like a light or something like that. That's probably gonna be the play, or not. No, not a light. We need a pathway, and then we need to scroll back up for the park. I actually forgot what I was gonna do for a brief moment. We are almost at 2:30, which is going to be our next saving point. I'm going to be saving every 10 minutes or so. It was going to be originally every 15 or 30 minutes, but I keep knocking it down. I'm actually half tempted to do auto-save, if we're being honest. I know once we get the other neighborhood between the highway and the beach down, what we're going to do, we're going to start working on the highway details from here. That's what we're going to do. BLS. There's a lot of farms over here. We are going to be working with the ploppable farm fields. We're not going to be working with regular farms in this game because I am just that big of a detailer.
I think I'm going to go home on my and have it first.
Alright then. Let's go ahead and do something like this. There we go. Come on. Come on. Gotta keep scrolling now, little fox. Gotta keep scrolling. We're probably not going to be done scrolling until we, like, we're probably not going to be done scrolling before we actually make it to the parking lots. And then we also got to take into account that we need to put the Trinity Hospital somewhere, too. That's going to be another thing we need to do. Because the Trinity Hospital. That's going to be like the city-wide hospital. I believe that's what it's called in the game file, so we do need to kind of mess around with that. There we go. So let's go ahead and scroll on up. Oh, now I just put 2 and 2 together on, Oh god, I'm an idiot. That's all I'll say on that one. Yeah, it's 2:30, it's time to save. Time to save, everybody. You gotta save every 10th minute. I swear to Inari, though, we get one of those infinite save bugs, that's gonna be a big problem. I'll have a big problem. Oh, I forgot we had Bucky's billboards, too. Should we allow billboards in Kitsune? Actually, that would be perfect in Kitsune Island. And because we could have the Bucky's as, at, like, service plazas or something like that. That'd actually be a pretty cool idea. I don't know, I feel like Bucky's would be very fitting as a toll road service plaza attraction. Because we wouldn't even need to do anything else, although I am tempted in certain situations to have, like, lodging, too, on it. That'd be pretty cool, actually, to have, like, lodging on the, service stations. I am going to go ahead and kind of, like, put down something over... No. I'm going to put down something over here. And I think that's how we're going to manage this particular area. So we'll come back to that area later. Okay, so we need to do that. Boom. Boom. Yeah, there we go. Right there. Okay, so that looks good. And then that actually will enable us to get a gas station over here like I wanted to earlier, because we actually have the right amount of space for a small gas station. That'll absolutely be perfect. It'll absolutely be perfect. So you'll be able to fill up still in downtown, which is probably a good idea, because a lot of people might want to take a road trip. I know, some people when, I didn't... Okay, some of my friends actually did say is even if they lived in a big city, like downtown, they'd still have a car, which does make sense. Sometimes the occasional road trip, you just want to take it, but I do want to get us a few gas stations in the downtown area for the people who think like that. I'm not that car brain, though. I'm okay. Dude, if I plan on oh god, I might want to at minimum get an e-bike, although I think that requires an endorsement in Florida. I don't know, though. I'll have to look it up. Because if I'm gonna live in a city with that kind of footprint, that probably feels like it would be mandatory to get, like, some kind of, like, e-bike or something like that. Historic... Ooh, historic shops. I like that idea, actually. Let's go and do this. Well, there's a lot of historic-looking shops over here. Let's just imagine they're all different, because, again, they're historic, so the building kind of looks a little bit interesting there. Oh, there's, historic shops, there's another variant. Cool, we can do historic oh, those are 1x2, okay. Okay, now that makes sense. But I do like the idea of having some historic shops along this corridor here. Because I do have a few 1x1 commercial builds we could kind of mess around with, too. Although there's also a bunch of, as I said, 1x1 commercial that can grow as well as... Of course, watch us get one of those damn pencil towers if I do that. Because every time I sell like 1x1, that always seems to happen. We get a bunch of pencil towers for some reason. Nom Nom gas station. That is borderline. What the hell? What do you mean already occupied? Oh, I see. Okay. That's stupid. Let's try that again. There we go. I like it. I like it a lot. And then, obviously, we do kind of need a few, we need to actually, like, extend this canal a little bit further. Although the canal now is probably going to have to, change its, like, curve again. So this would actually be a great spot for that sports complex I was talking about as a result of that. Which, honestly, I could see myself pulling off there, too. I just gotta figure out how to curve it around the football field that I want to put down. Because, obviously, the, pool for downtown, downtown Kitsune City High School here, which is also, I believe, you know what, this is supposed to be an urban school. One of these, this building right here could be the grade school, and this one could be the high school, and it would appropriately, I feel, serve a city this size, just on its own, so that'd be perfect, actually. Plus, it does have a citywide radius, so it does actually make a lot of sense here. So what I would do here, something like this. I just realized I'm also getting pretty close to the halfway mark of the stream. Again, that assumes we make it to 5. that assumes, because this game does crash, and if it crashes in the last 30 minutes, it's just like, you know what? I'm not going to bother restarting it. We're just going to wrap up the stream there, and then that's going to be that. I'm half tempted, though, with the amount of time it actually does take to start up to, do it and make the window last 15, not last 30, because it only took about 15 minutes to get into the game, and honestly, having some finishing touches would be pretty nice right about now. But it really depends also on how much I lost as well. Ooh, it's gonna be a big drawbridge, because the drawbridge would have to draw up for, like, both of these, oh, but it can't draw up for the, I kind of just realized that now. It physically can't draw up for any of that. Well, that sucks. What I can do, though, is I can do that. We're also gonna get rid of these historic shops. Also, welcome in there, Oil Queen. Hope you're doing well this fine afternoon. Poking your head in for engagement metrics. Welcome in there, Oil Queen. Hope you're doing well, obviously. Yeah, because we cannot have that bridge there, but I can definitely keep that road. That is definitely legal. So we'll do one bridge here. We'll do... I said one bridge here, one bridge here. And then we also have to curve this canal, too, which is going to be another thing we got to do. Could perhaps put, like, a small office building in here. I think that could work. There we go. And then a Publix. There actually is a Publix, like, underneath one of the apartment buildings I want to move to here, or at least, like, that I'm considering moving to. But, I feel like I'm not really sure. You know, we'll put a building like that down there. That makes sense. Don't you dare crash. Don't you dare crash. Also, welcome in there, Mucky. Hope you're doing well this fine afternoon as well. Is that a canal in the brewing company? I know some of these, what was it again? Some of these buildings actually do have that. Doubletree Hotel. That'd be pretty cool. We could do, like, you know, a Doubletree Hotel or something like that. I don't know, actually. I feel like that would be fitting in a downtown area. That's good to hear, Mucky. That's good to hear. Cloverleaf Insurance. Bit of a headache, though. Aww. Hopefully that goes away soon, man. Oh, dude, Cloverleaf Insurance looks like a beautiful office building. Can't stay, but want to make sure YT algorithm pushes this, like chatted, and... Oh, that's just sweet, Oil Play. That's just sweet of you. I'm sure they are. It's more so SimCity 4 isn't really one of my more popular games. There's also a city data center I could put down here. Also, I'm gonna only accept data centers in this city, in, like, Kitsune Island, if they're either for research purposes, or if they're Twitch, or, like, internet-related. Non-AI. Basically, if it's AI, it has to be research and development. And I think the only one that we're legally permitting, specifically, would be, what was it again? Oh yeah, the one in the Space City, which I haven't spoiled the name of yet. And the only reason that's the case is because that AI data center specifically is meant to unlock faster than light travel. That's literally the plan. So it's supposed to, like, you know, research 24/7 around the clock faster than any human ever freaking could. But it's also supposed to assist the human researchers as well, because there are certain things that AI can't do. At least, well, LLM AI, that is. Not a big fan of LLMs for other related reasons, but trust me, okay, there's only one. And it also has its own power and water. That's going to be the plan as well, so it's going to be completely severed from the rest of the network. That's also another big reason, actually, I did cancel a plan of mine and chose to focus, like, you know, on other, like, cheaper solutions, too. Is because I'm like, you know what? We're not an AI data center. We don't need to disconnect from the network. We don't got to do that. Let's not do it. And instead, make the channel kind of like this, like... Because I kind of... When I was developing a lot of the systems I was developing after, you know... Basically, I was kind of looking as to, like, how a lot of earthquake proofing for, like, buildings is done. And I noticed that they're very flexible. They're, like, built out of, like, unreinforced stuff. Unreinforced brick, unreinforced materials just generally. And usually the reinforced buildings are the ones that collapse in on themselves. So, kind of took a little bit of note from that. But yeah, if you want your house to be earthquake-proof, build it unreinforced. Won't do you much good if something like a hurricane or a tornado comes through, but most of the Ring of Fire, they don't really... Well, not most of the Ring of Fire, because they got typhoons in Asia and Australia, but US West Coast really doesn't get that a whole lot, though. The closest they got was right after I broke up with my ex-girlfriend. They got hurt, or not really Hurricane Hillary, Tropical Storm Hillary, which I thought was rather funny. Because she didn't want to come to Florida, and hurricanes were highlighted as a reason why. And I'm like, you know you're on a coastline, right? The water of the Pacific, it's too warm. You're gonna have tropical storm. That's just how it works. It's kind of what I figured I'd point out. Alright, so we're gonna scroll down over here. I'm actually thinking... Oh, Foxy, you might be a genius. We're gonna save first, though, because we do save every 10th minute or so. I'm kind of changing the rules on that, because, we've had crashes really come in and ruin my day lately, and I don't want that. There's a reason why I save every 10. In fact, I'm tempted to even upgrade it to every 5. Because I don't want to lose my hard work out here. I don't want to do that. It's not my thing. In fact, we've been live for just over 2 hours now on YouTube, but I did have to make sure we didn't... Because I accidentally went live on YouTube with the wrong key earlier. I'm like, oh, shit. So I had to go deal with that before anything else. And then, of course, OBS decided it would be hilarious to knock me out of my, Basically, what it did was it's like, you know what, Foxy? We're gonna knock you out of your freaking SimCity 4 game and cause it to mess up, so I kinda had to deal with that, too. So if anyone's wondering why we were in BRB for so long, there's your answer why. Obvious technical problems that were just a massive pain in the tail hole to resolve. I do want to put down at least one of these sunken plazas over here before doing these ones with the glass roof, and then we'll do kind of like one of the well, we can also do there we go. We don't want to do that because that's kind of how I do want like a sunken mall that's like mostly underground. That's kind of what I'm doing in The Sims 4 actually. This will be a thing in Creative 2. If you're new to the channel, we do have Let's Play 1 and Creative 1. We are currently in Creative 1 right now. That'll tell you exactly what kind of content. I should probably explain this a little bit, but we do have like, you know, like different series that we do depending on what part of the schedule we're in. For example, with videos right now we're on Let's Play 1 because I wanted to sprinkle a little bit of everything into the schedule, like, so you're getting a little bit of everything every week. That's kind of the idea. Alright, so that looks good right there. There we go, I like that actually. I like that little plant area there. Alright, so that all looks good. Now all we gotta do is figure out how we're gonna manage this over here. And I'm kind of leaning heavy towards well, I want to put like a large scale kind of like office building down. Don't you dare. Don't you dare, game. Don't you dare. No crashing. Crashing is not allowed. World's Paper Products, City Data Center. I did see Cloverleaf Insurances. That could probably work there. It actually kind of does. Although we also got to figure out now how we're going to deal with everything kind of like back here because, I'm kind of leaning heavy towards like parking over here. I don't know why. I just feel like this would be the right move. There we go. Alright, so let's go ahead and scroll up. We gotta scroll upwards to get the parking we want. Because I feel like that's going to be the only way to get this to work here, and then we'll be pretty much almost done with this section finally. It took nearly 2 hours to complete it, but I think it does look pretty good. Oh man, it's going to look really good. I cannot wait to do the showcase on this. I cannot wait to get the thumbnail on this since we know we're not going to get, like, you know, another... I hope we don't get another Content ID grifter. I really hope we don't, man. Because that's getting really annoying. That's why I'm redoing this. Because if you think I'm going to dispute a Content ID grifter, you're out of your mind. I know they will retract the claim 99% of the time, but knowing my luck, it's going to be the 1% of the time where they just straight escalate to a takedown and completely fuck you over. That's just basically the paranoid side of my brain being like, Foxy, you know your luck. It would be wise not to push it. Trust me on that one. I know. I will say this though, Maki, I would definitely lie down a little bit if you're watching the... Because I know a lot of y'all are probably watching the stream on mobile right now. Like, if you're watching a stream on mobile, I would definitely recommend lying down. I will say that. That might actually help with your headache there. That might help you. Just saying. That is, if you're still there right now. You might not be. There we go. That looks good right there. Okay, that looks really good. I like that. Okay, so we got the, I'm actually gonna put the, handicap parking in that little corner right there specifically. There we go. That looks good. Yeah, and then we obviously got this too. Also, welcome back there, Angel. Hope everything's going well, obviously. And then we will do this. Yes. Okay, so that looks good. And then all we gotta do now... I wouldn't do that. Yeah, we need the other piece here. We need the other piece. There we go. But yeah, we're probably gonna... That actually will be a pretty good thing to do the FOP via community tab only, because again, that actually enables me to expand it to where I want to expand it. Although I might restrict it to like, no, actually with the first 4, there are technically 7 rounds. There are technically 7, so I could probably like have like a March Madness style FOPs there. I will need to be careful though, because sometimes my dumbass does manage to make duplicates by accident. And we need to ensure there are no duplicate entries. There we go, that looks good. Okay, so Cloverleaf Insurance is looking pretty good, and then obviously we got this area over here. This would be a great spot for Trinity. And I mean a great spot. And I want the sports complex right nearby. It'll be perfect. Just gotta figure out where to place it now. I know you exist. There you are, Trinity Hospital. And then there'll even be a spot for a small... I want to say parking garage? It's like literally barely too small. Barely, okay. So, I'm just gonna put down another skyscraper there. I feel like that would make a lot of sense. The Sturgeon building. The Sturgeon building could actually work. I'm half tempted to just add in a little parking area over here and then add the Sturgeon building. Because it would be nice and hidden away. I think that might be what I do. Might be what I do there. Okay, so that looks good. And of course, it'll probably be for, like, you know, hospital execs only, or maybe, like, $50 a space or something like that. I feel like that would make a lot of sense there. And yes, actually, I don't know. Kitsune Island is universal healthcare, so would it be hospital execs? Maybe at a private clinic, but certainly not here. Of course, running a private clinic could be, very challenging. If someone dies under your care, you're probably getting sued out of business there. Yeah, I'm definitely building us a, definitely gonna build us a sports complex, though, near the hospital. I feel like that would make a lot of sense. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do this. And then maybe also a parking garage, too. That actually would be pretty nice. I like that idea. I like it a lot. We'll do, 6x5 on the football field. Actually, no, 6x4, because I don't... Actually, one of the football fields will be allowed to have, like, stands there, too, because it's supposed to be for, at least partially for the high school, too, so that might be what I do, even though it's on the opposite corner, but I feel like it would make a lot of sense, considering the, situation. So we'll go ahead and we'll do that. And then, obviously, we're gonna have to put the canal somewhere, too, And this is where it's gonna get a little bit tricky. So we gotta scroll down for the canal, because we are either taking this angled or we are taking this curve. Don't you dare crash on me, game. Don't you dare do it, please and thank you. Part of me feels like I also should have connected the canal. That is something I definitely should have done. We're gonna go ahead and... Oh, dude, that's gonna be brutal, though, to connect the canal to the next city over. Maybe only a downtown thing, because these canals look like they're more for leisure than anything else. I really wanted to put down a canal network, though. Like, between the highway and the beach, but I feel like this could work. I like the idea of them just being for leisure. Maybe they're sold for, like, tourist brochures or something like that. Also, thank God my phone was in, too. Well, that's good news. Wait, what's going on over there, Alaskan? What is going on? You know what? On second thought, do I want to know? On second thought, do I want to know? Yeah, this isn't going to be enough room for the bends, so we're going to use angles here, unfortunately. We have to. Do not tell a certain one, although it's just not here to see it, thankfully. Okay, so that looks good, and then we will do, I believe, something like this over here. We're going to move this back again, aren't we? Okay, so, that's exactly what we're going to do, and then we will... Yeah, we're going to definitely have to move this back, and then we're going to do a pedestrian bridge just so it's easier to kind of, like, reach the other side of the canal. There we go. My phone my phone almost died. That's good. That's good right there. Oh, I see now. Okay, that's good. You got your phone up and running again. That's good. What I like to hear. And then we'll do sort of the same over here. There we go. Okay, so that looks good. And then we'll kind of do this here. Yeah, look at that. I mean, it does look a little weird on the diagonal, but it always does that for some reason. I don't know why. Probably some weird mathematical thing I don't know very much about. There we go. We'll put down 2 pedestrian bridges there, too. I feel like that would work pretty nicely. Question is now, would I be able to fit the other pedestrian bridge in here? And the answer is... Looks like the answer is going to be yes. Okay, that's fantastic. Go fit like a button in here. There we go, and then obviously we still need the other piece, I believe, there too. Yeah, we're gonna need the other piece. No, wait, no we're not. Foxy, you are an idiot. Okay. There we go. Okay, so what we need now is we need to go over here. Drawbridge. No. Oh, it's 2:51. We forgot to save. Let's go ahead and fix that real fast. Yeah, because we still need our pedestrian bridges over here. That does need to happen. That does need to happen. Alright, and then we need to scroll back upwards over here. But I just like the idea of a little sports complex. I know in some of the suburban areas we're definitely going to be doing golf courses too. I do need to scratch an itch over here, so I do apologize for that. We are almost done with this neighborhood here. This little neighborhood downtown. Hello, school uniform, Foxy. Ah, you know it's the schoolgirl uniform I'm wearing right now. I'm gonna get one of those IRL. I know there's a few femboy cosplays I would definitely consider doing in real life. Like, just generally I would consider. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do this right here. Yes, there we go. We'll do... Well, I do also want to make sure that this connects to the football field, so maybe what I'll do is something like this. We'll do some like plants or something like that. I think that'll look pretty cool. I'm not really sure though. Also, Jennifer Lawrence, welcome back. Hope we're doing well this fine afternoon. Yeah, there we go. That's good. That is good. That is good. That is good. That is good. I like that. And then obviously we still got to do a few other things over here too. We need to establish baseball. Baseball does need to happen. Baseball, 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 baseball. I'm doing absolutely nothing right now. Well, hopefully we can change that, because if you're looking for entertainment, you've come to the right place. That's all I'm gonna say on that one. Yeah, there we go. We got some baseball going on over there. Although, a 3 or 4. I feel like I should. Could have also put down the Toby Ferrarian Sports Complex, but I will say this this canal definitely made things a lot more how do I want to word this? Made things a lot more interesting for sure. I don't think I can get this smaller. I don't think it's possible. But what I can do I could put down the baseball diamond, and then I could put down interesting. I could put down the baseball diamond. I'm actually gonna bulldoze the fields here. Ah, a lot of people do there, Mucky. A lot of people do. It's almost in that one. Lots of people do. It's all about learning to manage it. There we go. Alright. So what I would do here is, Can't put baseball there either. Damn it. That sucks. I mean, I gotta do something there. I'm half tempted to use tennis courts. But again, you know, there's gonna be... Actually, there could be a few spots I could play around with. Who here is afraid of spiders? Oh boy. I shouldn't have said... You know, I'm not gonna finish that. Not gonna finish that, but yeah. I'm not really that afraid of spiders, oddly enough. I know it's gonna sound a little bit odd, but I consider spiders a little bit more of a symbol of creativity. Mainly because of the intricate webs they spin. I don't know why, I just like them. I've even considered getting a pet spider, like, IRL. Like, whenever I'd, like, moved my own place or something like that. Plus, I doubt it would be covered on... Well, maybe it'd be covered... Actually, no, it would definitely be covered under apartment leases because arachnophobia is a thing. And that's exactly what that is there, Jennifer. That is arachnophobia, fear of spiders. It's actually funny because all spiders are venomous, but 99% of the time you're not going to get bit by one with, like, you know, really potent enough venom to do anything. And I'm pretty sure they just don't want to bite you. I promise that much. Speaking of spiders, I gotta play Resident Evil at some point. Saw a friend playing that. Let me tell you right now, definitely looks fun. And by fun, I mean I'm probably going to be shitting myself the entire time. I'm probably going to be painting my panties brown the whole damn time. And yes, you just heard me say that on camera because I was trying to be funny, basically. There we go. Yeah, that's exactly what that is there, Jennifer. That's exactly what that is. That is arachnophobia. Also, we're going to put down a concession stand over here. I think that's how we're going to manage the park here. Are you trying to put stuff in the water? No, why? Why would I do that? The only thing that's going in the water are the bridges. That's it. It's the only thing that's going in the water, and obviously we do gotta connect the bridges. You are correct on that. We do gotta connect them. Alright, so let's do that. I feel like this would be the right call here. Kind of looks like it. Yeah, because you can actually do that. The canal. That's not even a water properly. That's a building. This is supposed to be, I believe, part of the canal add-on mod. The Can-Am mod, I believe it's called. Yeah, I could probably still fit the, bicycle parking area over here. I want to try to encourage biking as much as I possibly can. One thing you're going to find out very quickly if you're new to the channel and you see me play this game for the first time is, again, I'm an urbanist. I like having every car or every transportation option available to my residents. And then over here, what I can do is I can kind of bring in, like, a busy stop over here. I feel like that actually would be the right move. I'm not really 100% on connecting... You know, maybe I am a little bit Oh, the subway station already has a connection here. Okay, we don't need it then in that case. There we go. Okay, so that looks good. Got a few other things going on over here. And then we are going to continue forward with the baseball diamond. With that. I said we're going to continue with that, just for the record. I'm trying to keep it down a little bit because I noticed something. Not going to say much, though. Again, I'm really trying, like, it's anxiety really driving me to be like, yeah, I should probably not do what I did a few weeks ago. Although if it makes those concerns feel any better, that stream did have to be removed due to a content ID grifter anyway. I am not... Oh, you're the one doing the Macarena. I see. Okay, that makes sense. I was about to say, you think I'm really gonna do that with the situation going on right now? Nope. Plus, I don't really do that stuff on stream. It's not my thing. There we go. So let's keep on going over here. Gotta love this SimCity 13 music. That is the only thing EA got right in the entire game. The soundtrack. That's it. That's all they did. It's literally all they did. Forgot I had these little highway signs, highway advisories. Should probably use those. One thing I definitely want to do is build a pride park. I actually completely forgot that was an idea of mine. Maybe I'll do that at some point. I think I scrolled too far. Whoops. I do know there's going to be one spot there where we do need the Plopmatic. Yeah, because even if I do everything right, we're still going to have, like, one empty space. I'm going to put a Plopmatic 9000 there, even though we've already got a bunch of them to increase the desirability of the city. And probably make the city grow even faster, so... I scrolled too far. I keep making this mistake. Maybe I'm just stupid. You know what? You heard me say it first. Well, I am a professional dumbass. That is my job title. So, I guess it kind of checks out. Alright, so that looks good right there. Ooh, small plaza. Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot, actually. Maybe I could use that at some point. I'm not really sure. I need the parks menu specifically right now. So I need to find the right park. There it is, right there. Okay, that's good. And then we'll do... I'm actually half tempted to kind of see if we could add in a little bit more pathway. So I'm gonna do a four-way over here so it can connect to the other stuff correctly too. I did forget the Plotmatic 9000, but we've already got plenty of those. We'll be fine. We will 110% be fine. I promise you that much. So I would do here. And then we'll do this. There we go. Come on, keep scrolling up, Fox. Also, by the way, if you're new here too, I do have an unlimited parks menu and an unlimited... What was it again? Oh yeah, basically an unlimited, like... Brain, I need you to work here. Unlimited landmarks menu. I have way too many of them, and I plan on adding even more, just for the record. I want to see what Simtropolis has. It might not be a bad idea after everything's said and done for today. I do know the 24 clip systems come back, but for quality control reasons, I have made a bit of a modification to how I'm going to do it, which honestly might not be the worst idea on the planet there. So we'll go ahead and we'll do this. We get a little straight area with a bulge over here. I think that'll be perfect. Kind of like the idea of the bulge. You get the little tree in there too. Also, if anyone else says anything about bulges, we're gonna have some problems. I already know where some of your minds are going here. Alright, so that looks good. Yeah, there we go. Okay. There we go. Okay, that's gonna look pretty good. We're gonna go back to the trees over here very shortly. It is 3:01. I gotta stop doing that. Stop it. Come on, Fox. There we go. But yeah, looks like we might actually be able to start the simulation today. I'm actually pretty excited for that idea. I am gonna put down some... I'm gonna put down some medium density commercial over here. Maybe we'll find that 1x2 building that I really like and I want to put it down in there. I'm not really sure. But we're gonna have to scroll up. We're gonna grab the parking lots. Luckily, I know exactly where we need to scroll up, and it's gonna be damn near up top. It's gonna be pretty much near the top there, so that'll be absolutely perfect. Wait, no, we don't need to do that yet. Oh my god, Foxy, you're so stupid. Wait, I'm a professional dumbass. Everybody knows I'm dumb already. Alright, so, back to business over here. What I would do, because we need to kind of connect this to the football stadium. This is also supposed to serve as the high school football stadium, I should point out. So, it's supposed to serve as the high school football stadium. And that's exactly what we're going to do. There we go. Keep rolling, little fox. Keep rolling. Come on. Yeah, because we gotta keep scrolling all the way up to the top. It wouldn't be one of my SimCity 4 live streams without this infinite parks menu. That's all I'm gonna say. No, this isn't one of my more popular games there, Jennifer. This is just something I do, again, out of sheer enjoyment, really more than anything else. Although, the videos on this are way more popular. I know Friday it's going to be more of the same, more likely than not too, because City State 2 is going to be the next live stream. We're going to be in episode 2, Borealis. But before that, though, we have to get to a Let's Play. The Let's Plays I'm still kind of like building out too, so it's going to take a minute. Still here, just having issues. Connecting my Xbox to Discord. It's a PITA. Happens, man. Happens. There's our Plotmatic 9000. I'm definitely going to do that. Make sure this area is very desirable. Plus, it'll also bring good luck to the sports team that plays here. And again, it's going to be Kitsune. It's going to be the Kitsune High School football team because this is going to be the only school in the area. There we go. That looks good. And then what we're going to do over here. Yes, that's what we want right there. That's what we want. There we go. That's beautiful. And then, actually, you know what? I'm gonna do something a little bit different here. We're not gonna use the corner piece. We're gonna do that because we need the handicapped parking. That's gonna be the other thing too. We need the extra handicapped. And I think that's how I'm gonna do it. That also means we're probably gonna bulldoze this building. Don't bulldoze the other building. I'm gonna be very careful. Criminal effect? Not really. I'm just trying to keep it down a little bit because, let's just say, I think the best thing I can say right now is that nap time. That's all I'm gonna say. Honestly, I've only slept about 3 hours last night, so I should probably consider that idea, but I've got work to do. Lots of it. Alright, so that looks good. We gotta do that. And then obviously over here, also if you're not a Twitch subscriber, you will be getting an ad very shortly there in about 2 minutes and 53 seconds. If you do want to escape that, you know exactly what to do. There we go, that looks beautiful. I like that a lot. There we go, that looks good. And then we'll do sort of the same over here. I'm gonna go now. Alrighty then, gonna go host an RP. Ooh, nice. And also Logan, welcome back. Hope you're doing well this fine afternoon. I believe you were here during the Minecraft stream yesterday. There we go, that looks beautiful. Okay, I like that. And then we're gonna move over here to this eventual neighborhood. And this one's gonna get a little bit tricky because we do have to figure out exactly how we're gonna handle this. I think the best thing I can do right now is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, okay, I can kind of see that could be a problem. It's time to drink water. What do you mean? Did you do a hydrate? I gotta fix that actually on the Twitch side or on the YouTube side at some point, don't I? One, 2, 3. Okay, so that's gonna work right there. Okay, so that looks good. And then this will also enable us to build a bunch of office buildings too. And then we're also gonna have to historic cobblestone streets here as well. Escape water. I mean, I've got vanilla Coke here, but certainly not water. I don't know what y'all are on about. No role playing. Oh, yeah. I mean, carbonated water soda counts, right? Who am I kidding? No, it doesn't. Please stay hydrated, everybody. There we go. Don't be like me. Don't be like this idiot. Okay? So I'm gonna say on that one. Alright, so we do need to figure out exactly how we're gonna do this over here. We also got David. Ooh, we already built the David Jones department store. One thing I do want to see in this game, though, is David's Burgers. I almost want to see that pop up at some point. It might. You never know. Sundry building. The Sundry building looks pretty cool, and I could probably see that popping up over there. And then obviously we need a 3x4. I think that's probably what we're gonna need right there. Something like that, yeah. And then we could do something like this over here. And then, obviously, this is where I kind of want the canal to kind of like, you know, meet the ocean again. So we'll kind of do something... Yeah, we're going to start kind of like scrolling through here. Or alternatively, I could send this canal to the next city over, unlike what I did last time. That could probably work, too. That could probably work. I'm okay with that, too. I think that might be what I do. I'm not really sure. We'll just put down another street there for the time being and kind of see what happens. There we go. And then we'll put down... I want to put down at least one more subway station over here. At least one more. At least. There we go. At least one more subway station. I think that'll be absolutely fantastic. Now, scroll downwards, though. There we go. No, that's not what we want there. That's not what we want at all. There we go. Yeah, because the subway network, I don't think even goes this far yet. No, it does not, so we need to fix that. It does not go that far yet, but I do want it to go out of the tile completely. I do want to do that. We are almost to 310, which will be our next saving point. There we go. Okay, so it's going to be under the avenue there. It's perfect. This is starting to look pretty good. We should probably also connect the, road. We should probably connect the water pipes, too. So remember, we have our stated goal. It's starting the simulation. And then Pride Park, we got to think about that, too. Although we also got to start adding in these pipes here, too. I don't know why I didn't remember them. Oh, well. We can always, like, fix that. In fact, we're going to fix it right now. Go ahead and do this. And then we'll do this right here. Yeah, there we go. That looks good. And then we got this over here. Connect it. And then we also got to connect you here. We got to connect you here. No, I said we need to connect you here. There we go. B. I need B. Oh, yeah, and over here, too, you'll also notice, like, a new area, too. Yeah, I decided to build a small marina over here. Decided to do that. I think it looks pretty cool. There we go. And then what we're going to do over here is we're going to bring in some commercial. I do want to bring in at least one... Oh, we actually don't have the room for it. We do have a Kroger over here, apparently. Which I find very interesting. Yeah, I think what we're going to do is we are... Actually, no. No. I have an idea. And they'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll be perfect, actually. Even though we are definitely going to have to make sure the canal kind of connects a little bit properly around here. So I think that's exactly what we're going to do. But we also got to think about the overflow, too, which... Interesting. Okay. So I'm not really sure how we're going to handle that yet. I do know we're going to put down some pathways over here. That's probably what we're going to do. I'm really trying to think. How are we going to do this? I'm going to save for 311, because I don't know if we saved for 310 or not. I don't know if I did that. We'll do that right there. There we go. So we're going to scroll down. And we should probably also seriously consider building a, We should probably seriously consider building one of these mid-blocks. I'm sorry, but those are a favorite of mine, too. Those are an absolute favorite. We're going to scroll down until we find these little parks. And as I said before, it wouldn't be one of my city building. It wouldn't be one of my SimCity 4 things without a giant set of parks. And when I say giant set of parks, I mean giant set of parks. But yeah, we're probably going to populate this with mostly, like, small-scale or medium-density office. And we're probably going to, plop a large chunk of, like, medium-density residential. It's probably going to be the same for a lot of the surrounding tiles, too. In fact, I don't expect to start the inner suburbs until at least the 3-tile ring. And then, of course, there's going to be no outer suburbs for Kitsune City. It's going to transition into some of the other cities that it actually needs to transition into. I know over here that we absolutely are going to have to do something like... Yeah, there we go. But we only need drawbridges there. Part of me is also tempted to kind of see if we can... You know what? That might work, actually. That might work. We'll come back to this idea. This could actually work. I just hatched a stupid idea that's so stupid it might actually just work. Well, we'd also have to rely on a bend, too. Which the bend actually... Okay, so the bend would actually be part of the problem there. I suppose it was worth a shot. B. Or, underground. We need to go to subway. We need to go to subway stations over here. Yeah, we're not gonna be able to work with this, unfortunately. So we're gonna get rid of it. There we go. That's good. I also kind of just realized that that building kind of, like, clips into the road there. I just realized that now. That's alright, though. We'll kind of do this over here. I still think it does look pretty cool, though. Maybe we could, No, there's no way I felt comfortable imagining that as an awning. I'm gonna build, like... Well, that was an even bigger mistake than I thought it was going to be. Whoops. We're gonna put down another roundabout there, I guess. Luckily this is an easy mistake to fix. I'm gonna put down... Ooh, that actually does look pretty good. I like that little centerpiece there. Yes, I do like decorating my roundabouts. That is a thing I like to do. Honestly, those could also make good storm drainage too. But what I can do now is actually connect this canal to the ocean there, which is exactly what I want to do. So we are going to create the drawbridge kind of like over here. I'm actually going to go ahead and create like a area over here for some extra office floating around. There we go. We don't need a drawbridge. We need a regular bridge on an avenue. I'm sorry, but regular streets should not have drawbridges. That's just not something I feel like they should have. Or, I guess, larger scale streets. And then we could also put some oceanfront villas down here, kind of like what we did previously. I think that's probably what we'll end up doing. I think that's probably what we're going to end up doing. And actually, we might be able to fit another high-density residential in there, too. In fact, I'm tempted to do it. Let's do it. Put down another high-density residential there. Looks absolutely gorgeous, as always. That's gonna work like a charm. That is going to work like an absolute charm. That is perfect. That is actually picture perfect right there. That is very picture perfect. I like it. And then we can even put down a little hotel tower there too. In fact, actually, we can move this building over and then we could have some real fun. We could have some real fun, actually. Let's do that. There we go. And then we'll do... we're gonna have to add an extra space over here for, the trees. You know what, that's fine by me. It's a little asymmetrical, but it'll be fine. But then obviously here, and then here. Ooh, it's gonna come out looking perfect. I like it. I like it a lot. I should probably check the other seawall, too. Should probably check that. And then we'll put down, like, you know, a connector piece, kind of like over here. I think that'll look perfect. That'll look perfect. Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. And it actually does work beautifully, too. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna go ahead and, I'm thinking what we do here is we add in a small medium density building over here. This should be very much high density, which is exactly what it is. Little high density villa there. I do like the idea though, just having a little extra. But then again, I'm always a believer in going the extra mile. Okay, so that looks good. And then what we could also do, kind of like over here, is kind of add in a little extra space, kind of like over here. Ooh, okay, that looks pretty good. It looks like we might be able to start the simulation very soon here. As I said, as long as it doesn't crash again, I'm happy. Although the technical issue earlier could save us from that pretty nicely, actually. There we go. But we also got to fill out our utility blank, too. Parking lot textures, cobblestone streets. There we go. That looks beautiful. I like that. I like that a lot. Foxie's being very particular about things again. As I always tend to do, actually. I do tend to be quite particular. Try not bring up myself in third person there. That's a little weird. It's a little self-centered. Come on, Fox. Can't do that. There we go. And then obviously we do a few, ooh. Okay, that looks pretty. I like that. I like that a lot. Tellus building. I'm just not a big fan of its current size. That's going to be kind of your key issue there. That's a key for consideration. The Sundry building has already been put down. I'll kind of deal with that a little bit later. I am tempted to put down... Actually, let's get rid of the Sundry building here. And then we'll put down our subway connection kind of like over here. Because we do need that as well. And no, I'm not talking about the sandwich shop. I'm talking about the subterranean street or rail network. Gotta love it too. This game's so narrow-centric. You actually do have that. Careful, crew. I said careful. Alright, so let's do this over here and connect this over this way. I think that'll work a little nicer. Then we could bring back the Tellus building there. We could probably do that. And then maybe bring in some extra residential too. I'm all for that. There we go. So I think that's exactly what we're gonna do. Because that actually could fit the office vibe that we're doing right now. It could actually fit. Alaska Corporate Tower, no. 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 There's like a lot to go through here. I guess we get these little office buildings from Japan too. I gotta look for more of those, I'll tell you what right now. I gotta look for a lot more of those. They look really cool. There we go. No. No. There it is, right there. In street offices. Those look absolutely perfect. And then what we will do here... No. Actually, no, we do have the right, like, zoning type here. Okay, that's good. That's good. And then we could also put, like, a busy stop next to it. Make sure it's, like, connected to the road network. Or connected to the bus network. That'll be perfect right there. Stop that. It's 3:20. We gotta save... We gotta save every 10th minute here. Every save counts.
Can't wait to shit in a few days.
I agree with you on that one. I gotta get some more razors there. Or actually, something I can keep my razors, existing ones, clean with. That might work a little better. What was that?
Try not to have so many apples.
I'll do my best there.
Fun.
I can always use my mugs to store one.
I got two.
Although I could also, I kind of like storing candy in there, I'm not gonna lie to you all on that front. I'm not gonna lie to either of you.
Buy me some mints.
Andes mints, yes. Yeah, the Andes mints, when did you get at Olive Garden? Welcome to Small Olive Garden. When you're here, you're small. Sorry, I had to. That's like my favorite thing to do right there. Alright, so, oh, we gotta actually do, like, a, office building. I actually forgot about that rule. The 701 building can work there. Although, personally, I would prefer if the 701 building went there. I think that'll look pretty nice. I like that building. I like it a lot. But yeah, this is starting to actually look like a properly growing city now. Which is exactly what I want it to look like. Although I have considered, like, you know, in the Whisper area, too, having, like, an elevated rail network, too. That'd be pretty cool. I don't know. And then we'll do a straight piece here. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that looks pretty good. And then, obviously, we'll bring in some residential over here. Probably add in maybe a little bit of parking. I feel like parking would work pretty nicely. I'm not really sure. I do know we're gonna have to scroll up to bring in the, Ooh, we could actually have, like, a, another... You know what, another busy stop here. Don't hurt anyone. Yeah, we want to make sure everything's well connected now. Also, why is this, like, done it? You know what? I'm not gonna ask. I am gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do the same kind of like here, just so that it looks good. Sorry, that is actually kind of a little annoying there. And then we still gotta bring in, like, at least, like, a 2x4 office building there. There's also a spiral there, too, but a spiral would never work. That does look pretty cool, though. I will not sugarcoat it. That is a cool-looking building. No. Nope. That porter... No. No. Actually, that could work right there. I like that, actually. I like that a lot. Oh, dude, that one looks so cool, though. I could probably do that here. Yeah, there we go. And then I really wouldn't need to do anything further there. That'll be really nice. And then we'll do something like this over here. We'll do something like this over here. There we go. That looks good. Bay Adelaide Center West. Let's see how that looks. Oh, that's a skyscraper. Well, it's close enough to the main downtown where I really don't care that much. The question is, did I put that one down already? It's gonna be the real $1,000,000 question. It doesn't look like I did at any point. So you know what? No repetition? I think that's gonna be a win right there. I think that was a good call. Alright, so we gotta go back over here to the canal and kind of finish that up here. Finish the canal. Let's finish it off. And then obviously we gotta add in some parking over here. I think having the one-way roads feed into parking would not be a bad idea. Just some nice hidden surface parking. But I'm starting to really like the way that a lot of this city's kind of starting to turn out here. It's starting to look really nice right about now. I can't really sugarcoat that. But yeah, we're not going to extend the canals into Midtown. I feel like that would be a little bit on the challenging side. But for the downtown, could definitely add to the character there. Or even make for some nice brochures. Because I know Kitsune Island really wants to focus on its tourism industry too, especially being a nation run by furries. I feel like you could get a lot of tourism on that front, if you want my opinion there. Alright, so that looks good. We got another straight tile, one piece. Connecting that up over here. Boom, boom. And boom, boom. That looks absolutely gorgeous. I love it. I love it a lot there. Alright, so I'm gonna be very careful what offices kind of get placed over here, even though... Honestly, I don't think the Riverside Center was ever put down as well, too, so I might be open to extend the skyline a little bit. Not really sure yet, though. That does happen, though. What I'm gonna do is I'll put down a couple extra residential buildings over here. I think it'll be perfect, actually. We'll put down that. We'll put down the Riverside Center. Let's do the Riverside Center that way. And then the residential building's kind of in the middle. I feel like that would work pretty nicely. There we go. That looks good. Alright, and then we also gotta make sure these parking lots are like perfectly aligned to when you go to build them. Over here, though, might be a good spot for the Pride Park and Pride Museum. Kind of like what I did last time. Or at least last time I actually attempted this. I'm gonna see if we could actually, I think with 90 minutes to go, it is entirely possible we could complete this tower there, or at least like get relatively near. If not, though, next episode we'll be starting the next area. Next area of the map. I think we're gonna take it to the north for number 3. I think that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna take it to the north, then northwest, then west. I'm gonna check one thing out of morbid curiosity, though. Let's go ahead and do this here, and then go to this tab. It's like it says, it did change the color, I noticed, to green, so that is good. It was red earlier when it said, in transit there. So, yeah, it looks like I might be correct. My hypothesis might be correct. So, that's good news, at least. I'm gonna wait to fully deck out the snack drawer until, Twitch comes through, though. I'm gonna wait on that, though, Koo. I don't even think it's listening. Oh, man. Alright, so that looks good. And then we're gonna do this over here. Yes, that's good. Ah, crap, I'm gonna have to replace that. That's not good right there. That's not good at all. Also, when we get the Pride Park done, I'm gonna also have, like, a museum in there, too. I think that's probably gonna be something we should be doing. But yeah, we are getting pretty close to the next save. I've been saving roughly every 10 minutes, though, and there's a reason for that. There we go. That's good. Right there. And then we'll do this over here. There we go. That's good. And we'll do this. Yeah, there's not really going to be much more in the way of the skyline, but I am okay with extending it out slightly past, like, its original boundary there. There we go. Okay, so we'll do that right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, they'll put down another, like, really large scale, kind of like apartment building here. I don't know what I'm going to do with this area yet, though. Also, SimCity for Ricky, welcome back. Hope you're doing well this fine afternoon. I see you popping in over there. That's high density, we don't want that. We are getting very close to the point at which the simulation will soon start. We're getting very, very close right about now. I do want to say that here and now, Ricky. I do want to say that here and now. There we go. That's good. I like that. We'll do that. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. I like that. We gotta work with this canal curve a little bit, though. That's gonna be the real thing right about now. And then I'm not even sure what the rest of this is going to end up looking like, being honest here. So I'm not going to put down any of the roads there. Except for this area. This area I'm not really sure. Are you using highway signs? We are going to get there, Ricky, I promise. That's going to be the next thing we're going to be working on as soon as we're done with this neighborhood. I actually forgot that we were supposed to detail the highways. I actually completely forgot that. Oops, I guess, you make... I mean, we all make mistakes, but we all make mistakes, man. It's almost say on that one. There we go. We'll just do this here. And then obviously we still gotta develop, because I'm gonna do like a little pride park and museum over there. I feel like that would make sense for Kitsune City, a size like a city the size of this. I just don't know what the population numbers are gonna be like once we actually go to start this. I'm asking because of the way you're zoning. Ah, I see right there. Awesome. You take care, Mucky. Have a fantastic rest of your day, obviously. But yeah, oh, are you talking about, like, the, parks and whatnot? Because obviously we're doing all sorts of different things. I'm trying all sorts of different designs and just combining them together. Because in real life, cities are a mess. That's how they work in real life. I mean, case in point, nearest major city to me, look at freaking Little Rock. Look at that city and then tell me, that looks clean everywhere. It doesn't. That's just how cities are. So that's kind of what I'm embracing. I'm embracing chaos, if you will. Okay, so that looks good. Pooh?
Hi.
Like, did I say something there? There we go. That's good. I like that. And then what I can do...
Yes.
Alright, I think I know exactly what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna do this. And then we'll do this over here. We'll do a little bit of a,
Alright.
We'll do a little bit of a construction project. We'll do a little bit of parking. I think that's probably... Actually, yeah, we probably should do parking. There we go, that's good. It is also 3:31, so it is time for the next save, and yes, I do save. Actually, I think I have a better idea. I think I have a way better idea. Hold up. Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. I have a way better idea. Alright, so what I can do here... Let's put down at least 1 and 1. Put down that there. Also, Ducks, welcome back. Hope you're doing well this fine afternoon. Hope you are doing well. I see the duck coming into the chat. We do not have grapes, but we do have a big city under construction. I'm sorry, I had to reference the song there. I see you there, Ducks. I see you there. Also, I get that's all supposed to be one greeting. That's good to hear. That is very good to hear. Just currently trying to build out my big city here. And since this is a nation run by furries, yes, we do have a population of ducks floating around. In fact, as I said before, the website to apply for visas after 2024 crashed. Probably turn down my volume a little bit there, my bad. Oops. Alright, so what we need over here is, we need some more pathways is what we're gonna need. And it looks like I finalized exactly how this is going to look here because, as I said, we're going to be getting a Pride Park and a Pride Museum here fairly shortly. That's going to be the plan. And obviously we're going to do the same thing in, like, every major city, too. All 4 of the cities in this megalopolis are going to have a Pride Park and a Pride Museum. That's going to be the plan. Keep scrolling, little fox. Keep scrolling. We're not at the Pride Park yet, so we're not going to pretend that we're there. Trust me. And I think the next thing we're going to do as well, too, is we're going to try to get this simulation... Well, we're not going to try to get the simulation started yet, but we are going to get the highway details down. And we do need to make sure that we, I hope your world is going to be beautiful. Oh, trust me, Ducks, trust me. This map is going to be highly detailed. Every single one of my construction projects are always done that way. I always focus on detail and aesthetics, so... If you like that, you come to the right place. But yeah, there is going to be a population of duck personas around here. I would imagine you do exist. I would imagine... Actually, I'm literally potentially talking to one right now. I know the Space City has a high population of doves. I'm going to help other people with no views on their videos. I'll see you later. Alrighty then. You take care. Have a fantastic rest of your day. This isn't really one of my more popular games. This is more the, you have to be a very specific type of player to enjoy it, to be honest. We need museum. We need a museum. Billion of Portugal museum. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the urban museum. Let me use that. Yeah, there we go. And then for the Pride Park itself, what I would do... you're ducking. Oh, don't make me want to get Space Engine. I would love the idea of doing Starship Kitsune. And yes, that would be pulled directly from Star Trek. Even though I never really got that big on Star Trek as a kid. Or really at all, for that matter. Which probably... I'm not really sure that we consider blasphemous here or not. I know not being into Jurassic Park definitely is. Can you shout out Ducks one last time? Well, since you're already chatting, I might as well do it. But I'm also not going to say go subscribe to Ducks either. Oh wait, I just did. I got lulled into that trap. Whoops. Oh man, I got lulled into that trap. I'll admit it. Here we go. So let's go ahead and continue what we got over here. I meant to clip that. I'm just gonna say it right now, I'm not a big fan of how my clipping systems have not worked yet today. Well, they have worked, it's just been a pain in the ass to kind of get them to work. Actually, hold on, I have a better idea. There we go, right there. That looks good. That looks good, good, good. And we need to scroll up for the parking lot, too. You have a fantastic rest of your day, Ducks. Go help as many people as you can. And trust me, we've been doing just fine. I don't really care about the viewer. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really care about the viewer count. I'm just here to have fun, man. I'm just here to have fun. That's why this is my full-time job. That's why. Although, granted, we start to get more consistent when it comes to... Oh, that's gonna be a bit of an obstacle, the upcoming schedule change. And then on top of that, too, I'm going to have to maintain Sunday as kind of like a makeup day, too. I really hope to. Well, there didn't seem to be any pushback when I first brought it up, so there probably won't be, but you never know. You never know, so don't act like you do, little fox. Oh, dude, we can get the Glenny OO sign. Yes, please. Let me building plop. Okay, so we need to go back to the G. Back to the G. Back to the G. We need to go back to the G. So we need to go to Glenny. We need to go to OO sign. There we go. That looks good. Okay. I like that a lot. We are 4 minutes away from the next stage, so we do need to kind of mess around with that. Figured, oh, that actually is a good idea. Convention center. We should do that, actually. We should do a convention center. I'm not really sure yet, though. I think my focus on the other side of the highway first is going to be utilities. We need somewhere to put them down. And remember how I said we were going to rely heavily on nuclear and microwave power? Yeah, the very first power plant's going to be one of those microwave plants. All over a city this size, that may not even be enough. There we go, right there. Okay, so that looks good. We'll put down a bit more of the space over here. Looking good now. And then we shall do this. Yeah, there we go. I like that. There we go. That looks good. I like that. Okay. So that's what we're going to do over here. There we go. There we go. That looks good. Let's go ahead and make sure everything's good over here. We gotta get the pathways done too. That's gotta be another thing we gotta do. So yeah, we got the 2 pulse memorials. That's actually a real memorial that was proposed where I plan to move to, actually. Unfortunately, under the current administration, I would not expect it to get built. If it is under construction, it is going to very much be delayed at the moment, unfortunately. Which sucks. I would love to visit a place like this. This actually does look like an interesting visit, and I do plan to visit the Pulse Club, if at all possible, at some point. Do plan to do that. Alright, so what we need now, we need to continue over here. Yeah, there we go. You can see right there, it's a memorial for, it's a proposed memorial in Orlando for, the incident that happened on June 12th, 2016 right there. I will not be repeating that word for word, just because if I do, YouTube might actually, like, demonetize this live stream, which I do not want to, I do not want to happen. Alright, so we are pretty close to the next save here. We are getting pretty close. I do want to make some progress on this map, though. I do want to make some progress. Alright, so, and then obviously after that we gotta detail the highway, so we also gotta add in the other side of the highway walls too before we move forward as well. And then obviously we're gonna detail the highway just a tad further. I can see the Steam chat is disconnected. Hopefully there's nothing else that's disconnecting right now. But if there is, I'm not seeing it, Chief. I'm not seeing it at all. Probably my laptop being a piece of shit again. It happens. There we go, that looks good. And then what we're gonna do over here is we are going to do something like this. There we go, that looks good, I like that. And then we got the little Pride Memorial, or Pride Museum, not Memorial, this is just a Pride Park and a Pride Museum. I just used the Pulse Memorial proposal because I figured if the shithead ain't gonna let it get built in Orlando, might as well give it a home in my city. Might as well do that. That's just my thought process at the very least. Alright, so what we're gonna do now... we're gonna do that. There we go. Okay, so that looks good. And then we are going to do this over here. Because we gotta connect this up over here. There we go. That looks good. I like that. But yeah, we are gonna do some highway signs over here, Ricky, if you're still there right now. HW signs. I think that's what you meant, highway sign. But right now we haven't gotten around to detailing the highway yet. That is going to change, though, very shortly. That will change. Yeah, because we need the diagonal there, too. Yeah, and then we also need to make sure we have these lights, too. I'm actually going to do the intersection area first. And also, yes, I did change the Kitsune Turnpike to be a beltway before anyone asks. There we go. That looks good. I see my phone got a little bit of a buzz there too. We'll have to take a look at that very soon. There we go. Okay, so that looks good. There we go. That looks good. I like that. I like that a lot. Dear God, my brain is melting really bad right now. Also put down some grass over here just to make sure that this all looks good. And then maybe some palm trees too. I think what I'm gonna do here is I'm actually gonna use the tropical palm trees because again, we're gonna use a few of those, kind of floating those around over here. There we go. That looks good. Yeah, there we go. That looks absolutely beautiful. Streaming Fallout 4, nice. Gotta build your audience somehow there, Alaskan. I need to... Oh, I can't remove that now. Yeah, remove that. Damn it. Okay, so that looks good. And then what I would do here... Alright, so we gotta start actually building our... Oh, we gotta do the freaking huge highway signs too. Love these. They add a lot of realism to your highways, and I strongly recommend people use them more. And plus, you can actually read them too, I should point out. I'm actually gonna go ahead and use the freaking huge here. And I'm actually gonna use the real highway 8. And then we also gotta build the other section of the ponds here. Who's laughing at something right now? I don't know what it is. Maybe I'll ask curiously later. Maybe I shall ask curiously later. You know what? No, I have a better idea. We'll put it here. We'll put it here. That is a 6S, technically 6SHS, but it wouldn't work in this particular situation here. Oh God, you're playing with the cats.
No, I'm hugging the cat.
Ah, you're hugging a kitty. I get to do that every night. And it's fun. There we go. Yeah, we'll use the 1.5x here. There we go, that looks good. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that looks good. And it looks like we have space for one more pond as well, too, which I absolutely love, so I'm probably gonna grab that. There we go. Kind of reminds me of how the I-4 and Florida Turnpike are done with their ramps, too. Figured if you're gonna make, like, you know, a highway, then you might as well, Might as well just go all in on the details there too, especially if you want to. Like, it'll definitely subtract from the ugliness factor that we see with a lot of highways. Also, Martha Fox, Axel. This is not Martha Fox. This is FoxieHikari. Although Martha could be a nice femboy name. Well, actually, I don't know. I feel like adopting a female name would be something I would do if I was in the transgender community, and I am not. I am a femboy, though, just for the record. Oh, shoot, we need to actually fix that. Alright, so let's go ahead and delete that. Yeah, there we go. We could definitely add in... I'm actually tempted to just add in trees here. I think that'll look pretty good. We can add in, like, a small, like, forest there. There we go, that looks good. I am gonna go ahead and do something like this over here. And also, we actually have a city plan by the name of, Axel as well, too. I'm trying to find a way to make, the Creebus Rooks work with city naming. And also, I just technically spilled the name of our space city, too. But I won't spill too much details on that right now. That's gonna be just outside the Megalopolis region. There we go. Although I might make this a, 3x3 or even more section. I'm not really sure. That means also we're gonna have, like, you know, at least... Well, actually, that was already supposed to be the case.
My nose is not...
There we go, that looks good. I'm gonna add in some tropical grass. Ah, Ripley trying to bite your nose there. Actually, don't use that four-letter word. Don't do that. That's how you get Ripley to talk very quickly. That's how you get him to talk. Yeah, we finally learned how to get Ripley to talk. You either gotta, like, you know, pat him aggressively, or you basically have to,
No, you really
say a certain...
You really want to get on and take the talk. I should get the T-R-E-N-T out.
Yeah, let's not say the word. These cats are very, very smart. And I mean very smart. Like, holy crap, man. All I gotta say is P-I-V-V-A and Neto's on my tails, too, for some weird reason.
One slice, please.
Wait, what?
You said pizza, so I said, one slice, please.
Oh, damn it, too. Oh, my God. Now she's gonna want some, you idiot. Good work. There we go. Alright, we don't want the corner. What I want is the center. Yes, we want the center. So we're gonna put down some highway lights here. They'll probably have to wait, though, because I have a hunch, the thing I'm waiting on is actually gonna happen today, which means I'm about to couple it together with getting the snack drawer closer to completion. Then on top of that, too, I also have to do a cashback withdrawal at DG as well, too, to make sure the internet gets paid for. But mark my words, I don't care if I gotta eat the $2.50 fee, I will do it. I will freaking do it. Because it is something that, even I'll admit I've been bad at. It's probably gonna be a send-back situation if I don't get it done, so we will get it done. And trust me, I know a lot of my viewers do not want that to happen. Trust me, I don't either. Alright, so we're gonna try to get a nice equal spacing here. I think it'll look pretty good. Alright, and then this area is gonna look pretty nice too. We'll get like another nice equal spacing here. Yeah, look at that. I like that a lot right there. So obviously there's a few more signs I could put down. It is currently 3:48. So we got a couple minutes to the next save here, and then we gotta be careful. This is where we crashed last time. This is where we crashed last time, so we need to be very cautious here. So what type of games do you play on your live stream? Well, currently in the live stream side of things there, Axel, we are in what's called Creative 1, where a lot of the creative games kind of like come out as well too. Also, we do need to be mindful. I don't think this powers the buildings. In this case, I guess it does. Okay, that does work for me. Alright, so we need to add in a few things over here. But we're in Creative 1. Well, next week we're going to be in Let's Play 1, which actually entails we're going to be playing... I know the rest of this week it's going to be City Stay 2, but, and it's going to be Friday. There will be no stream tomorrow, but there will be on Friday. There will be a Let's Play, tomorrow, though. And then for, next week it's going to be Creative, or Let's Play 1, which is Chess, American Truck Simulator, and I think it was Water Park Simulator? But I play a lot of, like, you know, simulation, sandbox, and tycoon streams. What was the favorite game that you played on your wife's stream? I'm not married. Trust me, I wish I was. Well, maybe not, but you get the idea. I'm not even in any kind of relationship, though I do have an interest, but you're not allowed to know who they are. I've been asked not to speak publicly on that as well. Which I gotta admit, I gotta do a freaking better job at. Alright, so that does look pretty good. We have the black hole waste management there too. Oh, favorite game on your live stream? I'd have to say my favorite one right now is one of a lot of your guys' favorites. It would be the Minecraft City of Netto. I don't know why, but I just really like the idea of, I just like the idea of building a Minecraft city, and I'm trying to build it on, like, this 1-to-1 scale as well, which... that is something that... holy crap, man, that is not for the weak. I will say that here now. That is absolutely not for the weak. Alright, so we're gonna put down, I want to say, kind of like an industrial street here. We're also gonna make this right turn only. There we go. Not asphalt streets. We don't want those. We don't want asphalt streets. We want, Industry Sam. I think that's gonna be 11. Yes, it's going to be 11 right there. No. Stop it. Come on. Stop. You can't do that, buddy. You can't do that. There you go. That looks good right there. Also, by the way, we are about to the point where if the game crashes, the stream just ends. We're about 40 minutes away from that point, so I do want to point that out. If we wrap up early, that would be why. If you ever played a Roblox parkour, I really wouldn't consider playing Roblox, to be honest with you here, there. Like, I'm gonna be honest there, Axel, Roblox, they need to improve their moderation at the bare minimum, and it doesn't even feel like these guys are trying to do that. We're gonna turn off our data views. We know everything's powered. We know it's all powered. And then, obviously, over here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually add in some plant life over here. Add in some plants over here. I think that'll look pretty good. Gotta love how pixelated this looks here once you zoom in up close. It still looks cool though. Well, some of the buildings don't look pixelated, others do. There we go, that looks good. That looks really good right there. I like that. Okay, so we're gonna scroll upwards over here. But yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna do too. I get the snack drawer closer to completion, get a frozen pizza, and get the withdrawal done at DJ. If everything pans out the way I expect it to. That's probably gonna be the plan.
Really, Ripley, you're talking to?
Yeah, I heard him. I actually heard him.
Yeah, I wouldn't stand on that like that. You're gonna end up falling.
Yeah. Well, Theodore isn't very smart now, is he? He's actually a pea brain. Well, he does understand some words in the English language, so I probably shouldn't say that. Plus, I'm the resident dumbass. That's my job. My god, Theo. What did you do? What did you do to activate this?
I just walked in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Does it every time I walk in the damn room.
I'm willing to bet money Theodore freaking jumps on me and then starts hitting buttons again. I'm gonna go ahead and open my first vanilla Coke here. The second case is probably gonna be one of the last things I do along with the candy drawer or the candy cups.
Oh, the odds are me really touching anything down there. Probably slim as shit, really.
Well, I wouldn't. I'm kind of restraining myself until I can actually get it fully completed.
No, I'm eating dinner.
Oh, I see right there.
Unless I like to grab something real quick because I got a headache or something. Now,
I know,
bring home some some of those mints managed to make it home while I don't think we eat those.
Oh, they will. They will. I'll make sure of that. I like your setup. Oh, thank you, Axel.
Just take that back.
I would, but I'm worried I'm gonna get accused of shoplifting.
Again, I tell you, you just, carry the basket and don't look suspicious and put stuff in the basket. Don't ever take the backpack off and tag.
I know. Pretty sure while I was at Kroger, I attracted attention of loss prevention, though. So, although it could also be the cart automatically locking just generally. I still think it's bullshit. All I wanted to do was put the cart back
Like I said,
and make the workers' lives easy.
Like I said, as long as you just don't use them in your ear.
I know. Alright, so that all looks good there. And we also gotta worry about this area kind of like over here. Hold on. Yeah, that could actually work too. We could do something like that. There we go. And then it looks like we're gonna get... Actually, hold on. Oh, dude, why did I do that here when I could have done something like this? I could finally get us our water. Why didn't I think of that? And then obviously we're gonna put down a lot of the water, kind of like over here, connect that over. And then we'll kind of do the same thing over here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that looks pretty good as well, too. Okay, why didn't I think of that? And then what we're gonna do over here, oh, hold up. We can't do that. And then we'll do outer corner. There we go. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, I like this. I like this a lot. Also, by the way, if you're wondering what mod I have for the UI, if that's what you're talking about there, this is called the Cobalt UI. Someone needs to tell Cobalt there's a SimCity 4 UI mod with his name on it. That would actually be, I feel like it'd be kind of a bit, I feel like that'd be of interest for him. Alright, so we're gonna do that. And then we'll do this over here. And there are plenty of other mods I've got, too, for this game. I've got, like, an ungodly amount of them, about 20 gigabytes. That's why I say if the game crashes after 4:30 p.m., we're done for the day, because, well, let's just say we're gonna have some problems here. But, I am gonna go ahead and we are going to try to continue this little factory area I've got right now. I do actually have a series coming on the Let's Play side of things there, Axel, for videos. Minecraft Backrooms Survival. That is a real thing I'm currently actively planning at the moment, and let me tell you right now, I do love the mod. But that's probably the closest you're going to get to seeing me play the Backrooms game itself, if we're being honest with ourselves here. Harrison Hills, Lakeview, I do want to put down some shops over here, but I think a travel stop would be a tad higher priority. That should be my highest priority. Although part of me also wants to put like a Publix down too, but again, what I'm thinking of should be a, I guess people don't like using Radical Water Treatment mod. Really? I didn't know that mod was such a thing. I might have to take a look at it. I do know I have the Radical Water Pipes. I just like to, put my, water pipes underneath the road for like, you know, basically for realism's sake. But we are getting pretty close to being able to start. As a matter of fact, I probably could right now if I wanted to, but I want to get the rest of the tile done beforehand. If I do end up streaming extra as a result of that, it won't be the worst thing in the world, to be honest. There's our Loves. Right there. Our Loves little travel stop there. Ooh, okay, I like this. And then obviously we could kind of like, you know, use some of these fillers over here. Ooh, okay. I like it. We'll kind of add this in, kind of like over here. A few extra spaces, maybe for like managers and whatnot. Ooh. Can't do that. Can't do it like that. What I can do though is something like this. And then maybe what we'll do here. Or better yet, what we could do is we could bring in some walls. I feel like some walls would also work. Okay, so I don't want 2x1. What I want is like some sort of wall here. Yeah, straight section. I wonder... Oh, that's not what I'm looking for at all. That is not what I'm looking for at all. Also, you ever play the Verity mod? The Verity mod's not really something I touch on stream. Not really my thing. Alright, so let's scroll. Okay, so map. We'll just use the modular amusement park pack. That'll probably work just fine. We'll just use that. There we go, that looks good. And then we'll do that right there. There we go, that looks good. There we go. But the Verity mod's not really something I would really consider touching, to be honest. I don't really play Minecraft 4 mods. Closest I'm probably gonna get is a planned series on Project Zombie, or not Project Zombie. That is planned, but what was I thinking of again? Oh yeah, the Solar Apocalypse mod. And actually, some hotels here would probably not be the worst idea in the world either, near some of the factories, just to make sure that ooh, we are dealing with some frame loss here. That's just the beauty of playing with I don't want to alt-tab, though, because if I have to alt-tab, then we're probably going to lose the, we're going to lose, like, you know, the ability to actually play this properly. Portal mod? Portal mod? That's a thing? We can do a portal mod? That's actually pretty cool. I might consider that one there. I might actually consider that one. I know we need some hotels here, too. Oh my god, the frames on this are getting ridiculous. And then obviously we're going to add in a new residential neighborhood. I think what I'm going to do, too, is I'm going to save just before starting the simulation. And then we're going to start making a little bit more dynamic decisions from here. There we go. Okay, so we're going to add in some hotels over here, too. I think that's exactly what we're going to do. I normally don't do it like this, but you know what? I said we'd start the simulation today. Goals accomplished. If it crashes from here, oh well. I have all my goals complete. The only real way I would delete it is if, like, if I delete this stream here from this point, is either if it gets a content ID grifter latching onto it, or if the power cuts, because if the power cuts, too, it wouldn't actually process correctly. Although the power cuts, I could just probably go to McDonald's or something like that. I don't want to do that a second time today, though, so maybe, like, DG, I could get, like, a frozen pizza, because by the time it would come back, most cases, I would already be able to cook it. But I also need to be absolutely sure, but 99% of the time, that kind of gamble would work out anyway. Yeah, flow of water calls for high-volume solution, we know. Oh, we could have done, like, a Domino's pizza there, too. That would have been pretty cool, though. That would have been a pretty cool thing. We're gonna go and we're gonna save again, now that we are at 4 o'clock. I'll tell you what, I've been longing to have this beverage back in my life. Not really something I consider. I generally like to play with my own mod packs. I generally don't do what's popular. In fact, I'm kind of like Queso in a weird way. I don't really like playing the popular stuff. I just like having fun there on Axel. I just like having fun. Most of the, most of the getting popular work will be done with a few things like, my brain is trying to think right about now. Did I scroll past what I need? I think I scrolled past what I needed here. Whoopsie daisy. I think I'm gonna definitely scroll past it. But, most of that will be done with, like, clips on Instagram, TikTok, you know, places like that. That's probably the plan. Like, I'm laying the groundwork in a very unique way. Oh, we should definitely do a Coca-Cola bottling plant, though. Business commuters clamor for airport glamour. Ah, I see right about now. Also, welcome in there, Noom. Hope you're doing well this fine afternoon. Hope you're doing well, as always. Did I connect that correctly, or is that connected the other way? We already got our first 100 residents.
I see you.
And I've started the simulation in downtown Kitsune City, so hopefully I don't accidentally break... Well, I wouldn't accidentally break the game, but if it crashes, we still are in the area where restarting it would be the better play. Alright, so that all looks good now. No, absolutely not. Alright, so what I would do here... I would go ahead and start... I would put down, like, a VU security here or something like that. I think that'll look pretty good. Yeah, because this is... Oh. Okay, so we'll put down, like, that, and maybe, like, a small modern fire station. I think that'll look pretty cool. Although we also want to move that over. And we just touched 500 population. Yeah, this city's going to get really big really quickly, by the way. I want to be very clear on that. Alright, so that all looks good. Also, is that why the tail, is that why we lag it? This game, yeah, this game is definitely like it's a very low FPS game, much like City Skylines 1, and I also have like a bunch of mods installed there, Noom, which is probably not helping either. Also, stream stability, regardless, should be just fine, but that's also because I made quite a few changes. Yeah, no, it says excellent on the laptop. Laptop's just bugging out, and my guess is that it is completely fine on Twitch as well, too. I've noticed, actually... Yeah, I probably should bring back the 24-clip system. That might be my problem, actually, in that part. But yeah, also, large-scale simulations are always, like, laggy. That's just how it works. And if it crashes after 4:30, which it probably will, let's be real, it's done that every single time we just wrap up the stream, because it takes, like, 15 to 20 minutes, or 10 to 15 minutes, my bad. We already had this happen earlier to start the stream, or start the game. And that's, the only reason that happened is because my freaking, game here, like, my freaking game decided to alt-tab when I went to hit go live. I don't know why it did that, it just freaking did. But yeah, that's kind of why we lag it a little bit here. The large-scale simulations in general are not nice on frame rate.
What?
Alright, so that looks good. Meanwhile, Koo's playing with the cats there. It actually doesn't look too bad. I'm gonna build an extra residential neighborhood, kind of like over here. So I might also put down like a gas station too, I'm not really sure yet.
What?
All I know right now is I need to do something like this. So 1, 2, stop it, Neil. Come on. And no, I'm not talking about the CEO of YouTube. I'm talking about our city planner, whose name just so happens to be Neil Fairbanks. Yes, that's his actual last name for my viewers located in that city. I think what I can do here... Ooh, actually, I could do something like this. And then we'll do a 3x5. And then what we can do over here... Because I don't want to put down... Because I already have, like, a Love's Travel stop. We could also put down, like, maybe, like, a McDonald's or something like this over here. I'm all game for that idea, too. But I do want some extra parking, kind of like over here, and some offices. Yeah. And then, obviously, he keeps opening the door, so... That's kind of what's going on there, too. I don't know what's going on with all that. But, I'm sure as hell gonna find out when I inevitably make my trip to DG. Well, I don't know if that's gonna be tonight again. There's, like, some factors we're kind of, like, gonna rely on, but I think it'll happen. I'm pretty confident. And we're also gonna put down some, yeah, that's the actual name of the, city planner in this game, too. I think. Let me double check it. Yeah, his name is actually Neil Fairbanks. That is real. Also, we should probably put down a busy stop over here, too, and connect the, subway as well, too. I'm actually open to that idea. I should probably consider that idea, actually. So, I'm gonna connect... No. Stop it. Stop it. I need the Shut Up Advisors mod, damn it. I need that. I need that mod, because that'll make them a little bit less annoying. But hey, we're doing well. I do expect to crash in about 20 to 30 minutes time, though. That is literally in the forecast. It is done every single time I go to stream this game. Although we've been saving every 10 minutes for that exact reason. Because again, this game has... I want to say the stability of like a wet noodle or something like that. I feel like that'd be perfect. Excuse me. We need to actually do this here. I still can't believe we've already touched 6K population. What we can do here is we can kind of bring this around. Ah, yes, and then we can kind of do that. I think that absolutely looks perfect. I'm going to connect this to the next city over, although I don't know what we're going to name that tile yet. It's still part of the Kitsune City statistical area. That's going to be the plan. And it looks like we got a few smaller commercial builds. I don't know why we have a few smaller commercial builds there, too. We literally have... Like, I'm trying to think right about now. We literally have... I forgot what I was going to say. My brain's melted if you haven't figured it out. I need a day off, and luckily we got one tomorrow, so we will be fine. Those kind of remind me of the rundown. I don't know if any of y'all saw this, but Tytar apparently has made a fan recreation of the canceled Simsville game from 2001. I'll tell you what, right now, I really want to take over the development mantle on it, because I've got so many good ideas for it. Or at least work with Tytar very heavily on it, because... I feel like there's some screenshots that we should point him to as well, and obviously I want to add my own building. I want to add buildings that do it as well. But those kind of do remind me of that. I also do want the real Simsville game found at some point. In fact, actually, in the video that I've got coming on August 8th right now, I'm probably going to say, Simsville found in my lifetime. That's going to be the plan. And I'll probably get the recording on the commentary on that done while, everybody else is on there. Oh, hordes of teachers clamber over. Yeah, they won't be for very long. They won't be for very long. Also, speaking of Lost Sims Media, this is actually a beta Sims 2 soundtrack, oddly enough. There we go. Come on, we gotta scroll down a lot further than that. We gotta scroll down a lot further than that. And yes, I do have the Infinite Park menu as well, too. Also, by the way, next stream will be on Friday. Once again, we will be streaming SimCity Stay 2. I think the week of August 24th, there is going to be some schedule changes. We already have the Coca-Cola headquarters. Strange, they only require 10K residents for that. I'm sorry, but a city with 10K residents should not have a skyline. That's just... Actually, technically, it's not even still a city. It's still considered a town. Also, since we are out of the historic downtown area, what I'm gonna go ahead and do...
No, I know what you're gonna do, Ripley.
What's Ripley gonna do?
Trying to chew on shit on that shelf.
Oh, hell no. Absolutely not. We already had Theodore knock a bunch of... Trust me, we already know Theodore... We had Theodore knock a bunch of boobies down. We don't need that too. We don't need the chonker getting involved there. I had to stop him multiple times in the middle of the night last night, too. Also, for thumbnail purposes, I'm gonna go ahead and go into my sim mode. This was also a result of the canceled Sims bill, by the way. But I figured we go into my sim mode, just make sure that those are disabled so we can get a proper thumbnail. If we make it to, well, we'll still definitely work on that. I do want to get, like, a McDonald's location down. I believe this is going to be the second location in downtown Kitsune City. The first one, actually, I believe is one in one of the parking garages. Because we're now getting into areas that I would consider medium density. Oh, what? Oh, God, it's the 2000s McDonald's, too. Freaking yes. Let's go ahead and save real fast. I'm sorry, but that red roof design is just nostalgic right there. I don't want to be that guy, but I must say it. Flocks of ducks vie to treat limited patients. Again, the city's gonna balloon, I promise. There, I'm planning for a much larger population, and it looks like we're gonna get it too, because SimCity 4, to say the least, isn't exactly the most realistic game out there. That's all I'm gonna say on that one. It's not the most... I mean, I'm trying to build a realistic-looking region, but it's not the most realistic-looking game. It's not the most realistic game, I should say, out there. Beep, beep. There we go. Beep, beep. I'm a fox. I said beep, beep. I'm a fox. Sorry, I had to do it that one. It looks like, actually, we are going to have a decent-sized simulation going on here. That is something, again, I do want to point out. Like, larger-scale simulations, their frame rates just die. There really is no known way to resolve this. In fact, I actually tried to look up solutions for it, and Hal Jackie was on the forum. He's like, basically like, welcome to the world of large-scale simulations. They will always do that. That's just a general rule of thumb. There we go. That looks good. I like that a lot there. Although, granted, I could probably park over there. Oh, here we go. Oh, no. Don't give that chonker ideas. No. I didn't realize that's what Koo was doing. It was cleaning the cat's lip. Oh, this is not going to end well. This is not going to end well, because I know chonker. I already see him eyeing it. Alright, that does look pretty good if I do say so myself. We just hit 12k population. That's not too bad. We're officially a city now. Or at least we'd be incorporated as one where I came from. I wonder actually what the population you would need to be incorporated as a city in Arkansas is. Maybe I can look it up. I know after city though comes metropolitan area in Indiana, which is 100. Carmel could actually be a metropolitan area by that definition, and it's only a suburb. Although it's also the most famous suburb in the country, and it's probably the only good designed suburb we've got.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not afraid to say it. Put down, like, maybe another gas station here, but I think we're gonna do another restaurant. I should do a dyeing chain. I don't know why, I just like the idea of just, like, having, like, a dyeing chain just happily hiding out over here. I'll put down a Friendly's. How's that sound? Even though they're actually... Friendly's did survive in some areas. I believe Orlando and Myrtle Beach Friendly's survived in. Correct me if I'm wrong on this. But there are still locations that are still present over there. I'm not gonna use the Dragolo Pet Mall. What I want is a grass pet ball that doesn't have a freaking hole in the middle of it. That's what I want there. Alright, then we're gonna have to scroll up to, which I'm not willing to do just yet. I'm actually gonna go ahead and get the 4x4 areas done, and then we're gonna do that. Yeah, there we go. That looks good. I like that. I like me likey here. There we go. Yeah, how about a dying restaurant chain? Although I could also put down... No, I don't want to do that. Don't give Friendly's any unnecessary competition. They don't need it. They're right next to McDonald's already, which is probably bad enough. Although they do look fairly... They are fairly popular in Kitsune Island, I should point out, so... Maybe it's not all bad. Alright, so we just hit 13k population. Maybe if we make it to 430, what I'll do is I'll start, like, you know... I'll kind of like, or 450, what I'll do is I'll start with absolutely, spam clicking, the, super fast forward speed, because at that point we'll already have hit 4 hours. In fact, I kind of did start a little bit early, which I probably shouldn't have done. I should have checked my keys first, because I went live with the wrong key. That's why YouTube's stream is going to be shorter, 2 minutes shorter than Twitch. I am an idiot. Ha 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 ha. I'm sorry, I had to. I do. I mean, I'm not wrong. Alright, so what we need now... Also, we got another apartment building going up over there. It's looking good, little fox. Looking good. Alright, so we need to start scrolling over here. One thing I definitely want to put down, though, at some point, is, like, I want to put down, like, a convention center in the downtown area, too. I feel like that's going to be a good investment right there. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to go ahead and... I want to add a little road stub over here. That's what I want to do. And now that we're running the simulation, I swear to Inari, if you block this every 5 minutes save, we're gonna have some trouble there, Neil. Come on. Don't you dare infinite save. Don't you dare infinite save. Okay, thank God. But yeah, I want to do something like that, and maybe we'll have like a train station there too. Have like another mini transit hub going. I would say another subway station too, but the subway is already a stone's throw away. And you also have a mid-block crosswalk if you need to get there as well. You have a mid-block crosswalk if you gotta get there. So, that looks good. And then we will do this over here as well. We're gonna get, like, another exit point over here. It'll look pretty good if I do say so myself. And then, obviously, once we get... Oh, God. I know once we get to the outer tiles of this city, at least one of them is gonna have a turnpike service plaza. At least one of them, because I don't know if you noticed about the highway, but it is in fact a toll road. And I'm going to be using a design combining the Pennsylvania Turnpike, I believe, and the Florida Turnpike. That's what I'm looking for. Alright, so it doesn't look like we're going to need any pathways over here. That it's going to be very different, I guarantee publicly, kind of like over here. Yeah, we're going to need pathways over here, okay. So, that's going to be fun to deal with. We won't need pathways over here, though, so that is good. We could just as easily... Well, we could also have a 3x3 build over here, too. In fact, I think that's exactly what we're going to do. Maybe put, like, another dining restaurant chain down. Put down a Rex. You can eat here. Also, by the way, yes, I don't know how many of y'all remember Rax, but I will never forget the... Oh. I don't know if any of y'all remember this restaurant that I'm about to put down here, but, I will never forget their 1992 slogan, "You can eat here." You could clearly tell at Rax, the marketing department had just given up completely. That's all I'm gonna say on that one. The marketing department, like, they knew they were gonna go under. You could tell they just knew. There was that feeling in the air that it was gonna happen. Alright, we just hit 22k population. I feel like we're gonna have to wait until next episode to see the completed product of this, but I'm not really sure yet. Not really sure yet. We'll definitely keep you posted on it, but I am not going past 5. I can confirm that right now. Also, I am going to curiously get a check on here. Here we go. Still says in transit. Probably processing with the bank now. I'll double check it after the stream. Because if that does process tonight, again, too, I'm going to hit up DG if we're going to get all that shit done that I outlined to you already.
I just want the next once a day tomorrow before we go buy scanning.
Well, we're still going to be waiting on the Twitch pad to get you your 160, but, as I said, after that, because I've got another 200 coming in probably after that point as well, too, if not same day. To go absolutely perfectly, yeah, that never fucking happens, man. That never happens. I'm just going to put that out there right now. I'm getting to a point where I'm just going to give up hope that things are ever going to go perfectly. I mean, why do you think I made the backup plan for McDonald's? Why do you think I make backup plans? Why do you think I plan to go to McDonald's if something fucks up? Even though I already went today. I wish the one here where I am right now had the red roof design still, but I do like how I had a play place. I noticed a lot of the I noticed that a lot of the newer McDonald's they do that. My hometown didn't have one though. In fact, they maintained they did maintain the red roof design pretty late, too. In fact, until, like, 2016. Oh my god, we have Blockbuster in our city now. Who wants to play Retro Rewind? Oh, wait, I don't have that game yet. What was that?
So you should order yourself the blue Sprite.
The blue Sprite I told you about? That stuff's really fucking good, man.
If you don't mind, in fact, it's foam.
Oh, no, the foam is actually pretty nice, too. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this. And then also we're gonna put down a train station. This is also going to be kind of like our... Yeah, we're definitely not finishing this. This is way too large of an area, and I just have a feeling the game's gonna crash in about 10 minutes, or in about 20 minutes or so. Because I've already had to alt-tab out of it one. Well, I haven't had to alt-tab out of this iteration yet, so I could be wrong. I think I want another train station here, though. That's gonna be another thing. I think what I can do here is a 1, 2, 3, 4, yes. Oh, hello. I don't think that's gonna work, though. I mean, I can try it. But I do believe firmly, yeah, it's gonna have to be redone here. That's alright, though. But I do not want the convention center somewhere around here. We might try to do that right there. We might try to do a convention center. Maybe we'll do it, like, next episode. I'm not really sure. I know I could definitely try my pull at a downtown university there. But yeah, I do want the train station kind of like over here. I feel like that's gonna make a lot of sense. And then obviously there's gonna be like this massive transit hub. This spot though would be borderline perfect off exit 182 right here for the, I think that's gonna be exit 182. I can't really confirm it. But for the turnpike, or for the convention center, that'd be a perfect spot. And yes, I actually think the turnpike is going to be 182 kilometers long, because I know it's going to be a beltway.
I think the Richard took a cue.
Oh, thank God, it's not going to smell absolutely horrible there. Unless they also pitch to low, in which case, get your gas mask. Seriously, mustard gas is nothing compared to Ripley taking a dump.
Ripley, you mind knocking your claws off the dragon's coming out anything?
Yeah, thank you. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4... Actually, you know what? Well, that's 4, 3, 4. I think that might be it right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect, actually. And then, as we get the rail connection a little bit closer to the next city over, what I'm actually going to do is something that might seem a little bit radical, but honestly, I think it'll work. I think it'll look a lot nicer in some of the newer areas. We'll do something like that, and then only up the railway kind of like branch off as part of a terminal stop from that point. I think that'll look really good. I do promise y'all right now. I'm gonna do my best to make this look good. There we go. Excuse me, we need to upgrade that. That cannot be a regular street. There we go. Okay, we're at 422. We are almost to 50,000 population. Oh, I'm about to fall out of my chair. That's fantastic. Oh, welcome to the world of large simulations, everyone. It even takes a... And it literally just... Don't tell me the tile fucking corrupted. I'm gonna have to investigate that, aren't I? But anyways, I'm not gonna bother with that right now. I really hope and pray that it did not just corrupt my tile there, because obviously we will have to go back to episode 1 a third time, I believe it is. Oh, I'm gonna hate that, but we're gonna wrap up the stream early here because I knew that was coming too. I'm hoping, I am praying we will investigate as soon as possible here. This stream has been littered with bugs and technical issues, and yet we persevered somehow. But anyways, I will see you guys next time. We will be live again with SimCity Stay 2 on Friday. Till next time though, take care, bye for now, and have a great day or night, no matter where in the world.